Boom. There it is.
They are.
Yeah. No intro music tonight because we're a little late. So sorry.
Running mouth and setting up stuff.
Yes. But hey, guys, we're back here for some more shenanigans. And you know what, you were talking about heat just now. I told you it was gonna get hot for a little bit. Okay. Forgot to turn the YouTube volume down. Anywho's. Yeah, remember I said it wasn't hot just yet, but I'm sure it will be. It happened a little faster than I thought it would. But I got a remote for the fan right here. So yeah, that situation is remedied.
So if you guys hear a ting, 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 that's my overhead fan.
You say that every time you have that on. It is rare. Very rare that I hear that it comes through over the speakers.
Because I can hear it when I record videos and it drives me insane. So I assume that you guys can hear it when we're live. Listen, we're not late AF.
I know. I mean, but we are though.
No, we not.
Later than our normal times, yes. But that is because we are going around Betty Bye schedules. So we want to make sure that all of our group can join in.
Yeah, because we need her.
And that means the tiny humans need to be taken care of first. So yes.
Show.
Indeed.
But before we get into anything, these outfits, I am sick of these hoes.
They are
sick of these
fitting, bruh.
Oh.
I mean, Leia Fur already is always a whole fucking vibe. Okay.
Like everybody.
Her wardrobe is always stacked.
Oh my God. What's his name?
Hey, Helena.
The king consort.
That's what I you know what? It took me. I didn't notice it the first time I watched the episode. Like he looked familiar, but I was like, oh, it's probably just because he looked a little bit like Ishmael. But then because we had a couple seconds before you jumped on just now, I rewound back because I didn't get to take a whole lot of notes for that like first 10 minutes of the episode. I was like, wait a minute. That is the fucking consort. What the fuck are you doing here in this meeting of dark people? What the hell?
Because he's a dark.
Yeah, like you just got there, bro. It's only
this is what we were talking about. This is what we were trying not to talk about last episode. Every time you mentioned him, you're like, oh, he's a good guy. We like him. We were like, yeah.
Yep. They just let me prance on.
We did. We
talking
had to.
about how awesome I thought he was actually going to be, and maybe he is there to look out for her. No, he ain't shit. Just like the rest of them, he ain't shit either.
We got storms around us too. Yeah,
I do. Y'all got storms. I have nothing on the radar. I mean, but then again, downtown.
I do have
the rain. Yeah, the rain don't never stay.
It's like
downtown as long as it does for everybody else.
Like the wind is starting to wind, but the storm is going to be start from midnight on in the morning. According to
I don't even have a wind thing anymore.
Wow,
we got sprinkles between 2 and 7 a.m. which I probably won't hear because I'll be asleep and I don't have to leave until around 7 a.m. It does help that I am on the top floor. That's the main reason I always get the top floor.
Hold on, I'm looking at
buildings. What?
I just looked over and saw Frozen.
Frozen? Who's frozen? Are we frozen?
See, there I go.
Oh, there's a glitch. No, see, I spoke too soon. Yeah. There's a short delay. I can see you in StreamYard, but yeah, it's glitching on YouTube.
Hold on a second. So if I hold on, can I do this from here? Let me try doing this.
Yeah, sorry guys. We can't always control the technical difficulties.
Does that help? Because I usually keep mine at. I usually keep it at 720, and I just dropped it down.
I just put mine up to 720. It looks like it's in sync. There's usually a delay, and I'm seeing the delay go through just fine.
Okay.
If it starts glitching, guys, let us know in the chat.
I just happened to look over and see
try to switch up. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, not
it was off. It was off for a second, but it looks like it's back. Oof, boy. Yeah. So I'm go ahead and because I don't have a whole lot of notes except for me just noticing that it's the consort, and it looks like he might have a thing with softly in the shadows.
Yeah, creepy girl. See, we were talking about this in the last episode, how when I think her name is Leanne, when she announced him, she stumbled, and it was like and at first I was like, oh, she must think he's cute, but I was like, wait a minute, And then when Elaine went to see her brothers and she was saying, hey, their brothers, she was like, hi.
Yeah.
We
It's
were
almost
thinking
like
that they were building them. He was building the memory because she knew that he didn't exist
as
before.
he was going, right, because
Yes.
he got everybody else because he's able to do it that quick.
Mm-hmm.
Her though, I feel like something's gonna break through for her though.
I don't know.
I don't know
because
because it's almost it's a random tinfoil reach, but and she isn't fully pledged, yes, but she isn't accepted, so I think it may still be able to count. But wait, no. Specifically because of the interrogation scene. That
I
breaks
was
my
thinking
tinfoil. Never mind.
that he had to put a little more effort towards people who
Hey, Helena.
were like what are the ladies called that they weave? They're not all Aes Sedai's, like who weave, but the people who can touch the source of the power. I feel like he had to put a little effort towards it. And the stronger they are, the more he had to be like, you remember me, don't you? Don't you?
Yeah, I think it's the stronger in the bloodline where
like,
they're concerned. Yeah.
Like yeah, you remember me, Leanne.
Her brain was like trying to work through something, but I don't think to me it didn't feel like it was specifically to work to try to remember who that is, but something like because of the power she has is hitting her in the back of the head like
something's not right, but he's telling me okay,
she's remembering the things, she feels the warmth of the memories and the hugs and stuff.
I don't think I don't think that. I don't
know.
I think that he's implanting the memories in her head is the reason why
as he goes.
As he stopped. She was like, I remember you. No. He put them in there, which is why he was like, according to, because he even said it, he's like, according to them, as long as they've known me, I've been here for 20 years.
For 10 years.
Yeah, he was like, I've been here forever. So I'm like,
yeah.
Damn it. I liked you, sir. I liked you, sir.
And yes. Oh, a quick question, Helena. Have you read the books? I don't remember from the last time. If you have, let us know because we may have some context questions and we would love input. And so yes, the novice accepted and Aes Sedai. Yes, sitters are like the almost it seems like the lieutenants or sergeants, I guess. Yeah. And there's sitters for 3, and the
we had to sit there and let it happen. We just had to sit there and let it happen because we were already past episode 3 and 4. So we'd be like, AK, tell us about he's great.
You could have warned me.
No, he's amazing.
Losers.
But exactly
for being okay. Yeah. I thought that's his name. I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, that's what.
But also wardrobes, like Meeks was saying, he also is fucking dressed down. Look, one thing I can say for the Chosen, they know how to dress. Except maybe Morgan. I'm sorry. Softly in the shadows. I need you to get your thread game up, bro. The fits are not fitting.
I do like her bang yang. Her bang yang is bang yang. Her bang yang and bop. Her bang yang and bun is bunning.
She got the hair done up.
Bang yang and bun is bunning.
I need the fit to be fitting though. I need the thread. I need you to look right. With the dudes and Lanfair, the drip is dripping. Softly in the shadows. Look, I want to like your wardrobe, but you're not giving me a whole lot to work with.
Question: the other guy that was in there, because it was Lanfair, it was the King Consort, and it was that other guy. Wasn't that other guy?
I don't remember what his name is.
Wasn't he in season 1 one of the guys that got killed?
No, he's a Chosen. No,
I know. No, that's what I mean, because they're masquerading as regular people. Like I remember seeing that character. I remember
Samael, thank you, Auto. And hey, good to see you. But I thought they didn't get loose until like the very last episode, and we didn't even see all of them. We saw the seals broken, and then we saw softly in the shadows.
Maybe
and I know her name is Morgan. I just find it more fun to say softly in the shadows.
It's either the actor is making like I could have sworn that I've seen that actual. Hey JD, seen that actual character.
Hey, we were hoping you would show it up. What's up, bro?
In the show.
Do y'all remember that? Chat room, let us know. Did we see him somewhere? I don't remember seeing any of the Chosen except Ishmael and Lanfear. And then we got softly in the shadows at the very end. So I don't know. But I mean, jog our memory. Jog my memory if we have forgotten.
The actor is like super familiar, or that man had a different character on the show, and they just tried to do the swoop the doozle on us.
Possible.
That's what I'm like.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Let me see. Let me see the cast.
So yeah, from this meeting, and yeah, Rosa's saying we haven't seen him before.
Okay. Then he might have been in like.
I will say Lanfear is like really on her most petty right now, because like the first thing she says is, look, she's going to come after you, talking to Samael, talking about, you know, because you're the weakest, so you'll be the easiest to take down. And he just stares at her. And I'm like, bro, they are literally plotting your death and destruction right now. I don't know. Right, like Ishmael isn't here to try to cover up for you even a little bit anymore. You got to cut it out. And Helena's saying, yep, Ishmael broke 6 other seals in the last episode of season 2. And so far we learned that he broke the seals of Morgan, Samael, Raven, Grandal, and Summer Hodge.
If that's fine in real life, my God.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Oh man. Okay. Well, what else from that meeting did you want to pop in?
You're not showing me what I want to see.
I just like the shade. The shade that was happening, and of course, you know, because she moves in the shadows. Soon as the other two, Samael and them, cut out, she came out like, oh, she thinks I'm weak. And boys looking at her. Well, I mean, she did say that, like you doing other good stuff though. Like, yeah. She said that, but she said you was good at what you was doing.
I just know they're sick of her. I know they are sick of Lanfear.
Oh, all of them are. Hey, Casey. Hey, Jake.
They are absolutely sick of Lanfear because she keeps doing the same thing. It's like, girl, she keeps doing the same thing over and over again. Like, girl,
read the room.
They're like, that's why don't nobody want to deal with you.
Even Ishmael, your butt buddy in the trio that was you, him, and Luz. Even he was sick of you before he died. Like, come on, man. Come on.
I need you to stop trying to do the same thing. Appreciate it so very much.
But look, y'all two love Luz, okay? You always been there. You doing the exact same shit now that you have done for the past 5-6 turns of the wheel. I need you to not, please and thanks.
Just like,
of course, it's Lanfear. She gonna listen.
Nobody trusts you. Nobody, and you're trying to screw up the other Forsaken while trying to keep the thing that you want, that they also want. Like, all the Forsaken,
they also want dead. I don't understand how she thinks this is really going to work out for her in the long run. It doesn't make sense.
It makes
not like she's dumb, but you really are. You know, that's the definition of insanity. You're doing the exact same shit every time, expecting a different outcome.
No,
right?
Hey, y'all.
The wheel don't work like that.
Child, they're tired of you. But I mean, with that whole meeting, and I don't want to say meeting and counter meeting, but I've got nothing else. I'm just waiting to see how badly she's going to screw it up again. Because eventually, I mean, she's going to be by herself, especially since Ishii is already gone. Because Ishii was the only person that she had on her side, wasn't it? Because they were like it was the 3 of them, wasn't it?
Yep. That was their awesome friendship. They were besties.
So, you're gonna paint yourself into a corner, honey.
Absolutely. And yes, I recognize that a lot of folks think it is fan fiction. That just is what it is. I'm still here. And once I read the books, I'll put it in the context. But yeah, I'm still going to enjoy both properties. I can dig it. I know some folks also are going to be very butthurt about that. I don't have any such issues or obligations to like one thing over another. So,
oh my gosh, I really do. I like this actor who's playing this version of Matt. I think he's more jovial and adorable. I don't know, something about him. Something about him just makes me like, I like you. Like
he has it. Like the other Matt was good too, but this kid, I like him. I don't know. It's something in there that he's putting a little bit extra in that other Matt did not. Yeah. And Lanfear is powerful, and once we get to talking about the next episode, that's when we find out why she is as powerful as she is. And once I found out, I said that makes all the fucking sense. I don't know why I didn't clock that from the very fucking beginning. But yeah. Okay. From that beginning, let me know if there's anything major I skipped, but we go over to that watering hole where we're in the waste traveling with the crew, and they roll up, and the wise one is saying, okay, this watering hole come up, we need to fall back. Let's let the spirit folk go up first, because water, it could be a situation in these parts, because water is precious and they live in a desert. So
and there was a situation,
and they look, and there was a situation. I mean, everybody else was dead already, though.
Past tense was.
And they, and they framed it, and kudos to Lan. Lan is always good as what he do. They framed it to where it would look like someone with a sword did that. Like there were just some renegade assholes coming through.
I don't think they framed it as
they don't do swords like that.
No, well, here's the thing. They say in that it's a second group. There are 3 groups.
Yes, yeah, that's what I was getting to. And one of them does not. Yeah, I think there's one in particular that is like extra aggressive. And these folks that are dead here, they from the looks of the things that were left behind and from their clothes and stuff, they looked like the Tinkers. And we know that they are not to be harmed. I mean, like the only ones that do ignore that are like the white cloaks that we've seen, but everybody else, they don't mess with them, because they know that the Tinkers aren't out here messing with people. They're not criminals. They just wander around and do what they do, trying to search for the song that they forgot the words to. That's it. And a whole bunch of them being killed here in this one spot, it don't make sense. And I think it was a Egwene that said no, somebody said that maybe it was another tribe of the Tuathan, and Egwene was like, no, they would never. No, get that out of your brain right now. And that's when they start looking at the wound. And I think that's when Land is looking like, no. That's a different cut than what it appears. Look at the shape real good, though. That's somebody's trying to cover up the forensics.
Nobody was trying to cover up the forensics.
Wasn't that it?
No, they just knew it was another group. Like I'm saying, there was another group.
Well, yeah, no, they knew it was another group.
No, it was they
were framing a specific one.
They weren't framing anybody.
The group
did it. No, the group did it. like there was no framing in my mind that it was the group.
I was just going from what Land said.
No. Even from what he said, it's not a group. They were talking about the other part. With the people that we're with, they are butting heads with another group. They saw that, and they were like, it's another group. I didn't think they were trying to cover the forensics, because they were like, oh, yeah, it's the other group that did that. Because they're like, yeah, we're butting heads, and then we see them. And
that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. Once they saw that, okay, yeah, we think we know that it was that other group, that Land looked at the wound, and it looked like it was a cover-up type wound. When you look closely at it, it's not a spear that did it. Or I may be mixing it up. But one of those things he said, it's not the weapon that it appears to be.
She said it was made
is what he was saying,
but it looks they were made with spears,
like a spear, yeah. Which and that's it. So that does still fit with what you were saying, but there was the question of them trying to blame it on somebody else to cover their tracks for whatever reason they wanted to.
All of that. I was like, I didn't think they were trying to cover up nothing. I was like, they just said like, oh yeah, we're beefing with somebody else. It's possibly it could be them. It's them.
See, and that's the question I have though, because everybody knows that these tribes are gonna have beef. Why? I mean, and everybody knows that y'all are the wild ones. So why would you even cover up the shadow? Which makes me think, like, is it a double cross? Like there's another party moving in the shadows in the game that we are not clocking for the situation just yet. I don't know, but I guess we'll have to see how that all goes. Yes, that's right. Yeah, the shadow.
Yeah, them peoples.
Yeah, they're the wildlings.
That's what I'm talking about. I just like, I need like a shirt. Because I'd be like, they're all IEO. Everybody's IEO. You're out here in the desert and you got red hair and you're in the dirt.
Cue the meme of homeboys trying to point to all of the strings on the board, trying to explain how everything goes together.
Like once we left the Two Rivers, I'm like, I don't trust nobody and none of y'all. And then I saw my man. And
not at all.
I trust my man. Shido.
I'm not gonna remember that.
Yeah.
I think I just already know I'm gonna call them Shadow IO because they remind me of the Shadowlands. And no shit, that city that we're heading to, once I saw it, I was like, these motherfuckers got a shy in the desert. And I texted Meeks and B that. Like, why does this city look like it's a shy by the shadow with all the misty shit and everybody got their oh, you know. Two places look like that actually, but we'll get to that other place in a second. Egwene, before they move on, Egwene says, no, we need to bury their bodies because you know she hung out with the Tinkerers and she want to respect their traditions. And listen, I get that. But baby girl, the wild ones are real close, bruh.
And there's like 50 left. There's 50 left.
It's a lot of them.
It's 25, 30 of them.
But the chieftain, the husband of our dear wise one, he's like, you know what? I got you. I got you. Like, yeah, but I'll stay. You, though, young lady, and the great one's gonna stay and help him because again, she has respect for those people. But no, go ahead. You got something else to go do. I'll be fucking here by myself. Okay, you got to go do shit. I'm good. I'll catch up.
Helena, a whole
look. Ruark is a whole. Look, when I tell you the very first thing after we watched that episode together, the very first thing that Meeks put in her and Lady D's group chat is remember this face right here. And it was Ruark, and I'm looking at it like, okay, is he like just a random baddie about to come through? She's like, I'm not giving spoilers, just watch.
Yeah, listen, that is Housen.
And once I saw him, I said, yeah, that's absolutely Meeks' aesthetic.
That is Housen down to his socks. And not to mention that Bear is Jaime Lannister's wife in real life.
Who?
Bear. The wise one.
Oh, the lead wise one?
Yeah.
The chief Ruark's wife? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because her last name is Coster-Waldau. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I know somebody with that name. I instantly was like,
okay, Jamie, I see you. She a baddie. I see you.
I'm still done. Bro. I'm still done. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm still done.
And yeah, great casting. He's doing a great job playing that role. Chantal Wagwan Bertrand, and also actually, I skipped my first note here. I've been, and I'm not singing praises, but just paying homage to the brother of one of our dear friends, OTDA's brother passed away not too long ago. So, Michael, John Adams, sir, we salute you. Rest in peace.
That's my brother downstairs, child. I heard beep, beep, beep. I'm like, listen, if you ever own a property and you hear a beep, beep,
right. Immediately, like you don't want to do the Scooby-Doo thing and go investigate, but like you have to go investigate.
Listen, we must protect this house.
At all costs.
We must protect this house. Like I'll be playing.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, I did not know him personally, but I do know OTDA, and any family of him is absolutely family to me. So, yeah. He's around sporadically, mostly during House of the Dragon and stuff. So, once season 3 hits, he'll be back.
Which will be next year, unfortunately. Trash.
So after he goes to conclude, while we show the main group walking away to continue, and our homeboy Ruark, I feel like I'm gonna start calling him an orc, because when Meeks sent me the picture, I don't know if it was just the makeup and outfit that he had on. My first thought was like, oh, okay, wait, hold on, is he connected to the old gear in some way, shape, or form? Because he just looked like a big burly dude, and the only like super big burly dude we've seen is Brother Book. So I thought maybe this was another section of that. I didn't know. But yeah. Ruark, or Orc. That's what I'm going to call him. That's his name now. He goes to start burying the bodies because he wants to pay homage to the original traditions and whatnots. And we cut back to the Two Rivers. And we see Alana walking up on Perrin at the family cemetery. And I feel like that whatever the reasons Alana ended up in the Two Rivers, I feel like it has something very much to do with Perrin. I don't know if that's how it goes in the books, but I have questions. I see things formulating, and I feel like that's where it might go. I think she's gonna ask Perrin to be her warder.
I just feel bad for her, and
I feel bad for her and for what is his
the M?
Scheisse.
Mal. Hold on.
Malkir.
Malkir.
I wrote it down, but I don't think I spelled it right.
I wrote it down. Sorry, toddler. Hold on, I'm just scrolling up in the cast. Maxim.
Maxim. Thank you. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I just feel bad for them because they are lost. They are lost. They are angry. They're hurting. They, for some reason, don't know how to talk to each other. Like,
because their middle piece of bread is gone. It's like, and I know that sounds real stupid, but let me explain. There's a story I read a while ago from the Glee fan fiction set, and someone described, I think it was Puck's character, described the throuple of Rachel, Quinn, and Santana as being a club sandwich. Like, a regular sandwich with just two pieces is great, but then you make it a club sandwich and you put that middle piece of bread in there and it makes it even better. And Quinn was the middle piece of bread, so that's the nickname. And if you watch Glee and you know Puck's character, that's some dumb shit Puck would come up with. So right here, they lost their middle piece of bread. They're great together, but he was the glue. He is the thing that entwined it, and Alana explains that to where, like when a couple is two and one half is left, there are ways to navigate that are a bit easier, but the three of them, and this isn't the first warder she's lost. And that's why and I think you could see that, and it's a credit to the actors that you could truly see how deep they felt for each other as a set. When there's 2 out of 3 left, who's really there to balance the grief? Because she said it, her and what was the name we just saw? Damn it,
Maxim.
Maxim.
Okay, I was like, we're talking about somebody else.
Her and Maxim, like they're the hotheads. They are ready to go in, guns blazing, sword out, weaving, and don't give a fuck. We'll ask questions later. Oh, you said that shit? What? Huh? You talking shit too? They don't care. They'll go and do the do. Green Asha, again, this is what the fuck they do. But our baby in the middle, he's usually the one that, like she said, knows how to perfectly douse the flame. He was their heart. He was their brain. Like that was the glue. I mean, yes, they love each other, but him being gone from that triune just changes the whole dynamic, and they're both grieving and don't quite know how to fall on each other without him. And I think that's what's creating the biggest problem, which is sad because they're both grieving and it's just, you want them to be there for each other, but how can they when looking at each other is the remembrance of him and that he's gone? Like, I feel so bad for them.
Trash.
It saddens me.
I'm sad.
Ivan, thank you. Ivan, yes. I could not remember his name for the life of me.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. And I'm for the he had to go too, man.
Miss Boots.
Yes. Also, yesterday was Meeks' B-Day.
I am officially 40. Yeah.
Super heartbreaking. I love them as a throuple, and I've had other warders before, but the three of us, that was it. that was the lock. And now they have to navigate that, and I don't know how that's going to end up for them, because during the trailers and stuff that we saw, we didn't see Alana at least I didn't. When I didn't catch her. I saw Maxim fighting with Perrin, but I didn't see Alana anywhere. I was like, wait, okay, did they split up? Why is he here fighting with Perrin? Where the fuck is Alana at? She's here too. And in this argument that they have a little bit after this scene, he asks her, like, why the fuck are we even here?
Girl,
because of all the places to come to the 2 rivers. That's why I think, okay, that she has to have an inkling or have seen
dirt, there
something.
Is outside. Right. We
there
are
ain't
sad.
Shit here.
I am sad. I am hungry.
And farms.
It's like,
what are 2 badass fighters doing?
He's like, what the hell are we doing? Why are we here?
Why are we here?
Why?
Why does it feel like I'm the only one that's grieving? Why? Because Alana is keeping to her traditions, and that's why she has that really cool face paint that she has on. It's ashes, the ashes of the loved one that she lost, mixed in with I think it's like chalk and some liquid something or other, and you wear that, and that's your time to grieve until all of that disappears. Either it falls off or it seeps into your skin. I don't think those things are going to go away before the season's out.
I don't think so either.
I don't know. But I do think that the only thing that is conceivable in my brain as to how Alana, the badass that she is with Maxim, are going to end up in the Two Rivers is because she's there looking for someone. And the only someone that I could see being added to the team that would be valuable is Perrin. I mean, granted, having an old girl on your team isn't a bad rap either.
Well, here's the thing. I don't...
I mean, not in the romantic sense. Not in the romantic sense, but just join the party like we're on a D&D adventure.
No, because I like him with the little Tinkerbell. I call her Tinkerbell. I call her Tinkerbell. She looked like a teeny tiny Tinkerbell next to Perrin. I don't know if her height is actually her height, but she looks like this. What's her name? Is it Fayo? The little one with
the shifty chick.
Yeah,
the new chick that's in town, like the horn hunter.
Yeah, Fail. She looks like Tinkerbell to me. Something about her makes her look like a ring of power elf. But
something about her makes me side eye her whole existence. And yes, I do think their flirting was cute, but I'm still questioning.
I like her. I think she's sniffing around him because she saw he's a big man. She little. She like me. Like big men.
I don't see warders as pets. So if he's not going to be a warder, that's fine. But trying to shut it down and degrade his character by saying he would be a pet, I don't agree with that at all.
I just enjoy
call her Falcon. She didn't introduce herself as Falcon. She introduced herself as something else. It means Falcon.
No, she introduced herself as something else.
First she told him something else. I don't remember what she said first. Weird,
and he was like,
"Yeah,
did you pick that name yourself?" I was like, "Damn."
It was like he said, "What's your name? What's your real name?"
He was like, "Bitch, did you pick that name yourself? You know what that means?"
It's Perrin.
That means square rod. Like, or do you know
he's not that kid? He's not that kid from the backwaters Two Rivers anymore. He's seen some of the world now.
He was laughing.
So he's a bit more educated.
He's like, you called yourself Bob? Who told you to call yourself Bob?
Like, come on, Nook. I know that's not your name. That's not what your mama named you.
Exactly. Like, what's your real name? What's your mama? What's your mama?
His mama called him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay.
Exactly. I like her a lot. I like them a lot. So I'm looking forward to seeing where they go.
I don't like the dude that she's with. I don't like the guy that she's with. I
don't even think that she's with him because I
don't mean
romantically
in a relationship.
I mean like with
didn't they say that guy
that she was?
Yeah. Didn't they say that they're both horn hunters?
I thought
that's why they were there.
I thought that he was a leader of the city or something.
No, let's see. That's the thing too, because they called him Lord, but what Lord of what? You're not from the Two Rivers. No, they said that they're there because they were horn hunting, and for whatever reason, they wound up in the Two Rivers. Which is funny. Because I think they told him some random BS to have him being called Lord because he knew a little bit more about the world outside the Two Rivers, which most of them has never left. I don't think he's any type of lord or anything. I think he's in there trying to swindle them for whatever reasons. And yeah, that'll be that. No, I'm not saying not the great Perrin himself. I meant warders, period. That's what your statement sounded like. I don't think any of them are considered pets.
See, when they called him Lord Luke, I thought that he had like a house in the area and he was the lord of it, like something.
No,
and they were referring to him. No, nobody care about this man.
Which is why I was right with Perrin when he said Lord of what? Because what Lord from how we've seen royals are in this show, what Lord walks around looking like that?
Well, first of all, sir, shh. You don't even live
Nobody asked you.
You don't even live here. You don't even go here.
Shut the fuck up. Nobody asked you.
But I do like the fact that she immediately jumped on Perrin's side. That makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me happy. Because he was like, who are you talking to? And then she was like, yeah, who are you talking to?
And that is specifically in my notes. I love the women of Two Rivers because they do not give a fuck. If you are on some fuck shit, they will call you out and knock you on your ass if you give them reason to.
I'm gonna let you finish
no
your
hesitation.
Sentence, but shut the fuck up.
But however,
shut the fuck up no more. Don't say any more sentences.
Nobody is well, the white cloaks are looking for you. Do you know them? Because they certainly know you. And she turned around and looked at him like, Lord Luke, you forget yourself.
So shut up.
You very fucking forget yourself. What you mean? This is family talking, okay? I've known him since he was a boy. Who the fuck are you?
I'm just like, I'm confused why you're talking to me. That's what it really is. I'm confused.
You have nothing to do with the conversation.
I'm
Seriously.
just so confused. Did nobody ask for you? Did nobody send for you? Go away.
Old language translation. Is it different from the translation that she gave? Because she said it means falcon. What was there some other translation for it?
It means teeny.
Please do.
Because she is literally the teeniest person on the cast. She's so small.
She does look little. Especially definitely standing up next to Luke. What does that do? Like 6'3"?
Standing next to Perrin, I was like, girl, you can literally fit in this pocket.
I mean, okay, maybe she wants to go bear climbing. I mean, look, you don't know her life.
I do know her life. That's why I be trying to climb people. But they got to be exponentially tall for me to climb them. That's why I like Rourke, because he's 6'6". Climb. Woo. Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Meeks ass be running around racking up numbers at the damn Two Rivers.
I don't care. I don't care. We're gonna make it do what it do. But I think out of everything that's happening in
that was absolutely going to be her nickname. You know, we give everybody a nickname, and she gave us her own nickname. So yeah,
her name Tinkerbell. Sorry, that's not my nickname.
You can call her Tinkerbell.
Every time I see her, we'll call her Tinkerbell. And you know how Tinkerbell is. Tinkerbell didn't care. Tinkerbell was like this big, but she's gonna be up in your face.
I mean, well, yeah, if she got jealous.
Period. Angry, whatever. Could you hear her? No, but just to let you know, she over here. Whether or not you hear her.
So like Kevin Hart's daughter when he was talking about the juice. Juice.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. That's what I had to deal with this weekend. I had my godchildren. Listen, he's trying so hard.
The babies be running.
He was like, I'm like,
word?
What? And I know he's trying to tell me something because he says it in the exact same inflection. Ooh. Point to it. Show me. Here, take me. Where's that? What you want?
Look.
Show me, because I don't know what that means. I don't speak minion.
Not the minion.
Helena, you're correct. All the cast is fine. And I don't understand how they do
it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. Because for any new folks, if y'all didn't know, I am absolutely a lady loving lady, but that does not mean that I cannot appreciate the aesthetics of someone that looks fine.
Everyone,
and Perrin with the hair this season. Look, I'm all for that. I love it.
Oh wait, we're not there yet. Dang, that's next episode. I was like, hey, did you see the? Never mind. That's next episode.
You can't jump ahead.
I'm like,
all right. We do the cemetery on chitter chatter. Lord Luke coming in being a dick, and we see that's the two Aiel chicks that are still with Perrin. They over there trying to. Can y'all leave Brother Book alone with his studies? Okay,
they know what's up. They trying to get it. Trying to get in.
Leave him alone. Mance is in college trying to keep up with his studies while he's on his side quest. Okay, don't bother him. And then they go over to who the hell else is it over there?
Quick question. She's asking how many. Are you caught up with episode 5? Right?
No.
Okay, so you didn't watch episode 5. So you watched 3 and 4.
No, not yet. Yep, I'm waiting until tonight.
Okay, I wanted to make sure because Helena was asking how far.
Yeah. I will by the next time we meet for the next stream, I will be fully caught up. Yes. Robert Jordan didn't do a very good job with developing relationships in the books. Okay.
Listen, Nynaeve and Lan is my
no Perrin, Nynaeve and Lan.
I'll give myself a headache.
Hey, man.
I will give myself a headache again. Hollering for those two. I want you to be my queen. Yeah. Say less.
Oh. And the meeting was actually called because there have been more people that have been kidnapped. Because again, the White Cloaks are looking for Perrin, and they took Matt's mom and his sisters this time, and we see them at the camp. And here come bullshit child Vada. No, that's what I said. Gwen should have slit his throat or stabbed him right in the carotid artery. But he should not have made it to season 2.
I hated him so much. I thought he was dead. I erased him from the show.
If only.
I saw him and I was like, why are you here?
And the fuck shit because it's and Valda's over there at it again. Like, you playing nice with these people. Like, if you would just let me talk to him, you would get the answers that you want. And Homeboy's looking at him like, look, the people of the two rivers didn't do shit. I'm looking for Perrin. If I scoop up enough people, he will come to me. And he's correct on that. And all right, bro, we will be here.
It's the same as scooping them up, right, like equal here to whether for him's coming. Duh.
But it's the other reasoning that really, I mean, I already thought he was a piece of shit, but it doubles here because he's like, well, you say that they haven't done anything, but look at the likes of Perrin and the witches that we saw him around. That stems from the two rivers. It must be such a bastion of sin and disgrace. We should raise it to the ground. If you don't go sit your little bitch ass down in a corner before Gwen has to come back here and manhandle your ass.
Where's the dogs?
Let's not forget that when you really went up against them, when it counted every time, you got fucked up. So I'm gonna need you to go sit down and shut the hell up. What's going on?
Bring the puppies. You know what I'm saying? We don't like them. Somebody bring the puppies up front.
I'm saying, look, somebody need to do something with him. Like I'm going to ask for a book spoiler. Y'all look away from the chat for maybe like the next 5 minutes until it scrolls up if you don't want to hear it. Does he die in the books? Like, is it a good death? Like, does he get a Rena, I'm going to kill you worthy death? Please.
Valda.
Child Vada.
I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet.
You haven't got there yet? Damn it. Wait, what book are you on? Aren't you on like book 3 now?
I'm at the end of book 3.
Damn it. That means he's probably going to be here next season.
I hate him. Like, don't get me wrong. The actor is doing a really good job, but I hate that character.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No shade to the actor at all. No, he is doing exactly what the fuck he's supposed to be doing.
Push him down.
Child Valda.
Every time I see him. I'm like, oh my!
Push him off a cliff and do that little spell that we're gonna see Leandra doing and bring him back just to push him off another cliff
every single time.
Because fuck him.
Every single time.
But yeah, so
they got Matt's mom, they got his sisters, and I'm using them as bait to get Perrin to show up. I mean, and it's gonna work, obviously.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, and like Perrin said. I told Matt I would take care of his sisters. So yeah, he's going to do that. And speaking of Matt, we cut to him still at the tower and not being able to properly sleep because all of the memories of battles that have been fought before are going through his brain. And I have to say the sequence that is coming up is probably thus far my favorite Matt sequence, I think, but that is a little bit off. We see him, he gets up, he starts walking around, and then it cuts to Elaine and Nynaeve. And I think they're searching that little house where Leandra was keeping her son to see what clues might be there because, they have their own side quests that they're doing now. And they don't really find anything there because, all the personal effects have been removed. But just before they walk out the door, because, they're standing at a different angle, Nynaeve notices something under the bed. And she's like, oh, yeah, wait, hold on. Sus. And they move it out the way, and they see the symbol. And I don't think they knew what it means then, but, they committed to memory. If anybody's going to have a record on this shit, they're going to go check the restricted section and go through the books and see what pops out. And lo and behold, it ends up actually being something really, really big. And it leads them to remembering about those stolen totems once they see where it's from, and because it all leads back to this place called Tenchiko. And I had texted the ladies earlier as I'm watching. I'm getting vibes because all roads lead back to Thrones. And once we get there, it's going to be a sec before they get there, though. Actually, there is one small thing. Once they have this revelation, we do see a gray man try to come in and attack. And I saw the dude while they were, I think it was in the alleyways. He popped up, but then he popped up right there in the room and he jumped in. Bruh,
He's very toddler. Where I was he right there.
Like, hey, y'all don't see that?
He right there. Him's right there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he comes in, and again, not Nynaeve can't do the things to protect them, and but she does move Elaine out of the way. They hit the deck, and Elaine fires back, not hard enough to kill him. I was very surprised once they got out there. Homie's just laid out on the floor, like, I didn't hit him hard enough to kill him.
Who did that?
What? Oh, we know Nynaeve didn't do it.
They were like, who did it? And of course, our favorite person, Varen, comes around the corner, like, girl, what's happening? I'm like,
oh my lord, light preserve us. What happened here, children? And I'm Varen side-eyeing you a little bit now.
Of the sus.
The sus.
And nothing made it more sus than when Nynaeve spoke. She was like, what are you doing here? Well, girl, this is the brown. This is the brown.
This is the brown quarters.
Girl, I'm brown.
I could ask you the same question. What you doing here?
Nothing. Well, okay, I'll take care of this while you guys go back to your rooms, right? Go back to your rooms. And they were like, okay. And Elaine was like, okay. No, we're gonna have a conversation around the corner.
And then immediately, as soon as they get around the corner, hey, we about to roll out this bitch tonight.
But I like the fact that she explained it to Elaine. She's like, what are you talking about? She's like, remember how we talked about the importance of what questions are being asked and what aren't?
And what aren't?
Who stabbed him? And I was like,
who stabbed him? Right. The first question was, what are y'all doing here? How did he get here? Why is he dead? Didn't really come up in the convo.
No, he was just dead. And she was like, okay, well, y'all got to go back to your rooms.
And this is the first time we've seen some sus shit happen, and Baron just happened to come around the corner.
Bruh, this was extreme sus. And I'm like, And so on their way out, she was like, she didn't ask who killed him. So let's hurry up and get the hell out of here and do what we need to do, because
we got to go. It should have been the first question.
That should have been the first question.
Or not even that, but instead of telling them to, yes, go back to your rooms, lock the doors, don't leave there until me or the Amaranth seat summons you.
She already summoned me.
What? But she already gave us a thing to do, though. So why would we be staying in our rooms? Like, we have a quest.
No. Bye. Bye.
Right, like that was basically her softly trying to tell them, don't do shit, and I expect you to be in your room when I come see you again.
No, thank you.
For whatever her reasons may be. So yeah, Varen, I like you, but you's getting to be a little more sus, ma'am.
The like
a little more
dropped,
sus,
in my opinion. It's been dropped down. I don't. You're now suspicious. I don't like it. No, thank you.
Yep.
No.
Okay. Yep, about to be out. Okay. We do go over, actually, speaking of Sanchiko, because that's where they figured out that she might be going. And I actually forgot, the interrogation they were doing with them two ladies, which was interesting because also Varen was involved in that plot as well. And the way she led that conversation to where Elaine was like, you know what, hold on, let us go talk to them, because and Aes Sedai can't really lie,
but they're not but they're
there yet, so we can absolutely spin some half truths to coax the conversation along, as they say. And I think that Nynaeve played it extremely smart there. I don't trust either one of these bitches. Something else is going on. She was right. She followed her hunch. They found the extra clues. This fuck shit happens, and now she has an even better reason
to go
get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that. Like when Nynaeve is on her game, baby girl is on her game.
I mean, right now this is all she's got until she can work through the block.
Yeah, whatever her blockage is. Yeah.
So you better do what you can do.
Does it remind y'all of Jen at all, or is that a wild ass comparison?
Jen who?
Agatha.
Oh, girl, I'm like,
powers were bound by somebody, but in the end, it was ultimately her that bound herself. She just didn't notice the way it happened. I feel like it's something like that with Nynaeve.
I thought
whatever thing she's holding on to. No, in the end, it ended up being that she was the one that was holding herself back. B, if you remember.
No, it was Agatha.
It was
No?
Agatha.
Agatha
But
bound
I
her
remember
ass.
Agatha doing something, but I thought it had also had something to do with the way she was in her head about it
Because
too.
I thought Agatha had bound
Could be
her
misremembering.
at the behest of the
Agatha
doctor who said
bound
that she was
her.
doing
The
too much.
best
Yeah.
of that doctor.
In like the 20s, 30s, Agatha. It was Agatha. Agatha did that.
Yeah, I
Trash.
thought there was something else involved with Jen herself too, though. But okay.
I think she was trying to make her feel like that it was her that was doing the blocking, but she knew damn well she had blocked her. Or, well, maybe she didn't know until
Awesome
she
nonsense.
said something, and then she was like, "Girl, think harder."
No, I think she knew. No. Agatha knew exactly what the hell she was doing.
But I'm excited to see her work through this. But they are on their way to Tanchico. Well, first they have to go. I think didn't they tell Matt or
not just yet. There's a couple things that happened before that. Because right after this scene where they make that decision to go, we cut over to Tanchico and Leandrin and her posse with Naomi and the other chicks walking in to what is essentially a wedding, and the guy that the groom turns around and like says his name or some shit, and it's like, oh, all this damn time and you motherfuckers is still here. You have to be the great-grandson or great-great-grandson or something or other of the man that was my husband many moons ago. And she walks up and unveils the bride, and it's basically a little girl who we, from what Leandrin says, we get the gist, was also her situation in that some supposed marriage that was going on, a little child bride being roped into some bullshit, and she almost immediately rips his heart out. I don't got no smoke for her on that. I feel like he deserved it, because why are you over here with this little girl? And then they basically just kill everybody and take over that castle. Naomi takes her memories, which who knows exactly how much was lost, because she told her it's everything. Not going to. Well, no, she didn't say everything, but she was going to lose more than just these bad events with the wedding that has happened. She can't make it that concise. So they kill all the people, take over, and the double seal gate, I will call it, is completed, because that symbol was, where her son died. And this castle where they're at now in Tanchico, this is where her son was born. So she's trying to, for him, spin the wheel a bit faster, I guess, for his reincarnation is a way to look at it, or just for him to come back immediately. Something like that.
I just need her to get her shit together. Thanks, ma'am. Sign management. Sign management. Because their outfits in this, once again, their outfits in this was fire.
On fire.
I want to see more Tanchico. I'm so excited to see more Tanchico because it looks so interesting.
See, and that's why I said Tanchico looks like a shy. It's all like foggy and shit. When they walked in, like half the people in that wedding had their faces covered.
It reminds me of Port Royal.
It was weird. I can see that too. Yeah, I can see that too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just very much. It looked like I was walking into an expanded section of like Nocturne Alley from Harry Potter. Just everybody looked shady and shifty as fuck, and I didn't like it.
But is it also in this episode that they go into the room and see the thing?
What's it? What thing?
What they were looking for? They figured out what they were going to do. That's this episode, right?
Wait, which day are you talking about?
Leandrin and the gang.
Oh yeah, they're looking for the collar, I think, that goes with that artifact that they took. It's like the things that the Sanchan were using, but it's older than that, and it's made specifically to get men that can channel to control them. So
that's what I wanted.
Which is an interesting thing to put into the timeline, because I would really like to see how that came about. B, any thoughts on the whole Tanchico situation?
No, I'm ready to see what's going down in Tanchico this week. That's what I'm ready for, because it looks good. I think I think seeing Leandrin or a part of her backstory in episode 3 is really sad. And like
However,
I don't think that that's it, like listen, lots of sad things happen, but you know what I didn't do, like just being real, been through a lot of shit. You know what I've never done though? Sold my soul to the devil. So I just think that like, it's sad, and it's cool getting to see them in their little hidey hole. And interestingly enough, it's creepy watching Moghedien freaking float around and them just like not, totally oblivious to who she is. Like that was just And Corinne, no, I don't think she was trying to resurrect her son. The way that Elaine and them, the explanation for it is to bring the soul back to you sooner. So I'm guessing it's some sort of like express lane in the wheel to bring you back, as
but there's no who
this
would go to, right? Like there's no, she wouldn't know where or he would be, right?
No, but hopefully there, you bringing him there to.
That's what I'm like.
Somehow, so
I'm like, I don't understand.
Maybe she has another child. Maybe
that's what I'm like. I'm like, you have to be born again, right?
But she, somehow his soul gets supposed to come back faster.
Yeah.
Okay. Look. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works out when it works out. We cut back to the tower now, and Lady Chrissy is having an episode. She's getting older. I don't know if they have a different word for it, but it looked like it was like the start of Parkinson's with her hand shaking as it was, and she couldn't control it. And Min comes in, and I think she yells for her assistant to come in and help her, but Min comes in like, she over there doing something else, but I can help you if you want. And they do the thing. She almost immediately clocks why Min is really there on some advice that she had before, like, right. Pay attention to who they put in your room or put near you to help you, and figure out why. And that'll clue you in to what some motives might be. And she already knows that Min is a seer, and she also has a touch of the sight, just very different from Min's. Min sees things, she gets foretellings. And what is it that she says? Like the foretelling that she wants to keep a secret between two seers is the seat for the Red Aja will call for a vote, and Swanchan will lose. And then the Red Aja will take over and do what they're supposed to do and color the dragon and all this other BS. And I'm looking at her like, I don't know that it would go. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that it would go that easy, because it didn't look to me that
it was a plan.
They really liked her a whole lot.
It wasn't supposed to. Like, the whole point was that she knew that Min was going to go tell the Amerlin seat
and say something.
So she told her that, and then you see what the fallout of that is
to get her out the way.
So she was totally just talking shit to get Min to go back and tell the Amerlin.
And like she said, that it's that thing that George R. Martin always says about prophecy. Like, okay, you hear a prophecy, but do you let things go knowing that the prophecy is going to happen, or do you do things to try to affect the prophecy and then you actually cause it? Here, she's not trying to really affect the actual prophecy, but the things that shift around that focal point, those things can be curated to your whatever your pleasure might be. So I think that was her thing here. She knows she has no standing with the Red Aja. And also, can we talk about for a second just how their rooms look like the Harry Potter common rooms? When they went in there, I said, hold on, wait. When did we walk into Hogwarts?
But I also feel like everybody is so damn relaxed. Didn't y'all just have an all-out fight? Didn't y'all? And y'all just in here chilling and eating your fruitises. What is y'all doing?
The Red Aja is not public enemy number 1 right now because of what y'all's bullshit sisters just did.
Don't y'all got work to do? I'm just curious.
Everybody's sitting there all cozy.
That's why Chrissy is looking at you sideways, like you in here over here
what
having
the fuck
tea
are y'all
time
doing
when you need to be restoring reputations and getting back into the power that you're supposed to be having. Like the fuck.
And that petty dig that she gave him, like, oh well, I mean, I guess things have changed since I was here, and I was a sitter on the sea. Y'all look like y'all real lax around here nowadays. And the explanation that's given is, well, given the events that just happened, especially with Leandra doing the fuck shit that she did, I don't think that you really want to go in here and try to rock the boat.
Man,
so
I need
to speak.
to do something. Thank you.
And Chrissy is looking at her like, bitch, this is the perfect time to rock the boat. What the fuck?
This is the perfect time to take control of the boat.
To
steer the boat.
Did you forget what the Red Aja is supposed to be doing? You got this motherfucker, the dragon, running around here, like, and not putting the collar on his ass?
I can't. I don't know what they're doing, but they need to quit playing, because she's gonna swoop right in and be like, excuse me, right to the front.
And
like,
that's exactly where we can wrap that part of the up over. That's exactly what happens. They end up being given this side quest because there's a second fake dragon that's proclaiming himself, and they got to go deal with him. But he's literally like halfway across the world. Bye. So the order is for the seat to take 7 of their best and leave, which vastly diminishes the pool of Red Aja. So who's going to be appointed temporarily in that seat? Quote unquote temporarily, because let's not forget this is Lady Chrissy, and she is always plans on plans, and that's going to be her. They may not know it yet, but it's going to be her.
Okay, ma'am. Look, okay, ma'am.
And that's going to call for the vote. And I feel like it was kind of hilarious, actually, because the vote when she was at the tower was between her and Swan Chen for the Emerald seat. So she's definitely still bitter about it, and she is absolutely about to rage havoc and chaos in this whole system.
All right, ma'am. Do you, boo? In the middle of tomfoolery and shenanigans? Acting like somebody wants shenanigan on you, but all right, sis.
That's why somebody
Yep. Come on.
I mean, I love a good shenanigan, but I don't think this is gonna work out the way you think it's gonna work out.
It's too much happening.
I don't know. We'll see though.
I mean, it could, but it's too much happening in my opinion. Like, girl, you don't know where the danger is coming from. So how are you over here playing with people? That's just me. That's just me.
Right. I thought you had a touch of the sight. You can't see how this is gonna go,
girl.
Oh man. Okay, so Egwene also is in her dreams right now, and she is not having a good time.
That chick is always choking her out. Fight back.
Right. And she can't, for whatever reason, she can't see exactly what it is.
Fight back.
But at the end of her last dream, her last big dream that we saw, our wise lady was in that dream. And what we find out here is that there are these things called dreamwalkers, which I low-key might have some experience in myself. And Egwene looks at her. I think, what is it that she said? Damn it. I forgot to put it in the notes. It's like, it's been a long time since anyone from the tower had a dreamwalker and sent them here. Because I think it was like a thing that if there is someone that comes up with that power, they have to go to the sacred city and go through the trials or whatever. And she was surprised that Egwene could do that. And while Egwene was saying that, I'm pretty sure I saw you in my dream, I said, no, I saw you in my dream.
Reverse.
Yeah, Uno reverse.
Like, no, ma'am, that's how that works.
That was you doing that walking. Like, I have some powers, but I can't do that shit.
Thank you so much. You're in my business.
And this is not something that is taught, I think, in any way, shape, or form, because I feel like that's a form of magic that's been lost in the diminishing of the Aja.
She just running. This chick is everywhere, and she's like, bitch, I got to figure out how to
Yeah. Right, and she didn't know that. Right, and she didn't know that she could do that. She straight up dream hopped to a safe space.
That lady was hawking her down. Landfair was everywhere. She was like, "You tonight you're gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna choke you over here. Tomorrow I'm gonna choke you over there."
Look, Landfair was pulling some blows in these 2 episodes, man.
Like, ma'am, chill out. Like,
I'm playing with random. Episode 6 yet, AK?
Episode 5?
What'd you say? Episode 5?
Yeah, episode 5. Did you see episode 5 yet?
Not yet. I'm doing that immediately after we're done here. That'll be the last thing I do before I go to bed tonight.
Bruh. Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be some things.
Playing too much. Hashtag play too much.
She's a total jerk.
But because of that, Bear is like, well, now we gotta show you how to do things because you can do that. Let's teach you how to control these things, ma'am.
Yeah, and she susses out like what's been happening, and she looks at her neck like, this woman that hurt you, she did that from your dream. And she was like, okay, but that's not how the Dreamverse works.
Yeah, so that
could only happen if that woman was still alive, and we know for a fact Rena is dead. So that's the clue in right there. Egwene is about to find out some shit when she goes through her Jedi training.
Listen, that's what I've been
Moraine? Like, seriously, you couldn't tell her.
Come on,
like Moraine. Moraine.
You had a whole conversation with the woman. You know that she can be playing in people's dreams, but you're not gonna say nothing to nobody, Moraine. Nothing, Moraine. Nothing. Nothing.
Like the conversation that's coming up that we'll get to, and I low-key was side-eyeing Rand for a little bit for what he said, but I understand his perspective, and it all has to do with Moraine. So I don't know. But anyway, they're headed over to the Sacred City, and that's what she says. You know, once we get there, I'll start teaching you how to protect yourself because there's whoever you talking about, they not dead. A dead person would not be able to do that.
Yeah.
And speaking of dreams, we cut over to this short segment of Renfair in Rand's dream, and Rand is like, "Can you stop bringing me to this place?" And Renfair was like, "But you brought me here, actually."
I like it,
and I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think Rand has that power. I mean, but he is the dragon, so he.
Well, I think he's dreaming.
Maybe
and
he
she's
did
just popping up and being like, "Well, I'm
she's
here
invading
her." No, ma'am. Sit your ass down.
And trying to pull the okie doke on him. Yeah,
go home on your own dream.
Like, no, I'm here because you wanted me to be here. Don't you see? We're meant to be together forever. And I just noticed I called that girl Renfair, and that is not her name. Renfair is in The Witcher.
I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I
call her
Lizzie,
knew
what I was talking about.
It's either Lizzie or Landfair. I know you're talking about Renfair. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Lizzie Landfair. Oh man, but that's it. Yeah, that's a short segment there, and then we go back to. Oh wait, actually, in that dream, she was telling.
What is that? It's like a beeping noise happening. I'll be right back.
You hear beeping?
Yeah,
I change the battery.
I don't know what. No, not like on me, but like somewhere out there is beeping, and I'm like, I have no idea what it is. I'll be right back.
What Landfair tells him is, I think I may have found a way to not have to pay up for this deal that I took in selling my soul to the Dark One, and that's if a male and female on both sides of the magic, the power, goes after him and kills him, and then that'll null and void the contract. Rand looks like he's hopeful for that, but I also feel like he just is processing and doesn't really know how to take that. I don't know, but how did you see that scene?
Of what? I'm sorry.
That little part where Landfair was in Rand's dream. Not great, Helena. Yeah, she's a liar.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
I think that she wants the Sarkhanen for some other reason. I don't know what that other reason is, but you clearly want it for some other reason, right? Like I don't trust her. I don't trust her at all.
Not at all. I agree.
I don't trust her at all.
Yeah, there's something very extra going on there. But that was a very short scene with the two of them. And after that, we get to the bathhouse steam room, and Moraine is trying to gather some type of information, but she's frustrated because the wise ones have this way of talking that to me kind of makes me think of how what's his name, Treebeard in Lord of the Rings talked, like it was a long drawn out sentence just to say, hey, good to see you. Almost a whole paragraph of lines are written for them to say hi. And when Moraine asks questions, she kind of gets like this whole elaborate dissertation, and she looks at him. And again, I love Petty, but Moraine, you was still disrespectful here with your Petty. Like, y'all are real good at giving me answers to questions that I didn't ask for. I found that to be very comical. But there is one lady that is in there, and she's kind of off to the side, and Moraine is thinking that she's looking at Lan. Lana's like, no, I think she's looking at you. And they have this small conversation. It's like, well, I mean, I'm not trying to go wrong for that. And Lan is like, I mean, would it hurt if you go and have some fun, though? Look, Lan, star player, gold star for being a good wingman. All right. Moraine, you've been stressed. Mommy, you've been stressed, sis. You might need some stress relief. That was my first thought. And I was right with Lan when he said, well, I mean, look, it couldn't help. Like, y'all broke up not that long ago. I know you in your feels. You stressed out, and I can feel how stressed out you are, which makes me more stressed out. Maybe you could just go help both of us not be stressed and, do a little something.
Could you? And then, she was definitely like, I told you.
All right, yeah, and then and baby girl walks up, and she has like all of the switch of the hips, the perfect smoky eye contact. Like when you're watching The Lion King, you see Nala with that look when Can You Feel the Love Tonight comes on, with that look that basically says, "Come smash this immediately." And she says, will you spend the night with me? And then doesn't even wait for an answer. She just turns around, and both Moraine and Lan look at each other, and then they see her tattoo, and they both almost do a double take, looking like, wait a minute, what the? Because they know what that tattoo means. Could Moraine have gone after her and asked? Probably. Could both of them have gone after and asked? From what I've seen of the IEL, I feel like that was a possibility too. But she looks at Lan like, bruh, go. We need intel. What the fuck is that about? And it turns out that tattoo is from his kingdom, his homeland. It's a very specific mark. The Aiel, they don't do tattoos. So he immediately clocks that she's not from here. She just happened to be here. And when the whole thing happened, when his kingdom fell and the blight took over, she was just a kid, just like him, a child. And she ended up escaping. I don't think she said how, but she was found by a wise woman of the Aiel, took her in, taught her the ways. Now here she is. But she still has this very identifying tattoo, which I feel like is kind of cool because they were both kids when that happened, but they both had them tats. So I would like to see, like, what are the landmarks of ages and growth from that kingdom.
I would like to know how old she was when she got that. It was a whole batch. Like, ma'am, oh my god.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, because to put that on a kid, because she said she was only like maybe 8 or 9 or something when it happened. And when the city falls, there's no tattoo artist that knows how to make this very specific identifying mark. So she had to have gotten it as a child before any of that happened. So it was very interesting to see. And that exchange, she's like, there's other shit we need to be out here doing, right? Did you carry your father's sword, but like, are you still fighting his war? Like, did you forget who you are? Did you forget our people? And Lan's like, no, I haven't forgotten, but
I'm out here
what do you want me to do? It's gone. And she's like, no, as long as there is one person that remembers, then it's never gone. So I feel like that's going to be a side quest that comes up later.
Don't play that.
One woman.
Yeah.
They can just
and
create
look at that.
more.
You just happen to be one man and one woman. I mean, look, like I said, I appreciate good aesthetics. Okay, I could see how she would want to make more with Lan.
Everybody does.
Yeah, what?
I understand that. I'm not gonna I got no smoke for her on that because you're correct. Why wouldn't you? Keep the bloodlines pure and such, as the Targaryens say.
Hilarious.
Oh, let me jump back over here to the chat. I have been seeing things scroll up, but I have not been paying too close attention. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Moraine ain't shit.
No, yeah.
And again,
he was like, "Oh my God, you're sleeping horrible. You should try tea."
Yeah, like what? Moraine.
Like Moraine,
did you get that from the dream world? Like you saw the bruises on her neck, and you were just like,
"Wow,
oh man, that sucks for
like,
you."
I'm so sorry, bruh.
It's like, is that what you like? Do you just not know enough? Which doesn't make sense because like you out here, I'm in the first season telling her that dreams are dangerous and all that. So I feel like you have to know something about Telemaria, but you don't know like. You know it's dangerous enough
to do to help her,
killed, but you don't know that it's dangerous enough to leave marks on your body. Like you don't know that she'd have to be alive. Whoever's doing this to do it.
And I'm like, and you also don't know that you are talking to a woman who can walk through dreams. Lanfear, like girl,
you have clocked every magical thing. Well, with the exception of Perrin, every magical thing that has happened around these kids, you have clocked that shit immediately. Why can't you see this?
Girl,
or is there maybe some random shield that is over Dreamwalkers like until they like really learn to protect themselves, like they don't broadcast it even in their magic? Because Moraine, she can see the weaves, like she's kind of like Thor's mom when she said, look, I was raised by witches, boy, I see more than just my eyes. Like she can see the extracurricular shit in the universe. So why couldn't you see that there was something different about Egwene?
I don't think that she probably even cared. She was like,
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, she's only there for Rand.
She was like,
that's fair.
Look at that.
That's fair.
Girl, you should sleep on your left side, not your right.
Oh man, why didn't I think of that? Of course, that's the answer.
Girl, roll the fuck over. Oh my God.
Rude. It's rude.
So she did. You know what? I have heard that. I think that was actually one of the first things that JD told me. Yeah. Which I mean, and I get that because and that's the same thing he actually told me about Nynaeve. So yes, I will still voice my frustrations, but I just want both of them to get better.
We don't know how long we have this series. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how long.
Yeah, I'm saying we got to get this shit out. We can't be drawing everything out over multiple seasons.
Miss Boost is funny.
I couldn't be a queen the way I would be for Kroger and Moraine with you. Until she did right. I mean, you know what? She low-key does get that treatment in the next episode, just not from Egwene. Yeah. Yeah. Said the Aes Sedai are like children when it comes to the world of dreams. Yeah, that's what I gathered too. They don't seem to have a whole lot of info on that part of the magics of the world, which is interesting. But from there, we head back to the Two Rivers. Perrin wants to turn himself in, and once again, the ladies of Two Rivers are spectacular. I mean, turn yourself into who? Where? The fuck you mean?
That's stupid.
So yeah.
Respectfully, that's dumb.
Right. Like they said, look, baby, we love you, but let me read you for filth for a couple minutes. Go ahead, B. Give me your thoughts, please.
I was just when I saw him do that, I was like, oh wow, so you out here trying to Jon Snow it. Like, okay, great job, Ned. Now go get your head cut off. Like, this is dumb. Don't. Oh my gosh. You're literally, you can talk to wolves. Like, call in the wolves.
I would have been calling the wolves.
Open some throats. All right? Like, what is going on here, Baron? Just accept it already. You're a wolf man. All right? Wolf friend, wolf brother, whatever. Just accept it.
Wolf something.
Brother
Stop
Wolf,
being
let's
dumb.
go. Something, anything. Let's do something.
Look, we got Brother Book and Brother Wolf. I feel like we need to get that popping.
Let's do something. But yeah, I'm glad everybody was also like, you dumb.
Mhm.
Just go get them.
Yeah.
Like take
And
us.
that again is why I love that, because you know Lord Luke was coming through trying to talk shit, and everybody in the Two Rivers, all especially the ladies, turned around like,
shut up. Tinkerbell was like, listen, we can go in there and get him. And he was like, I said, yeah, we. Tinkerbell is down for the get down. She ready. Mams is ready.
Mm-hmm.
She's ready for it.
I will give you that. I still think she's shifty, but I will give you that.
I like her. I like her a lot.
Okay, yeah, and that was a short bit there, and then we already talked about the Alana and Maxim chat, and that my last note on that was, I think she's at the Two Rivers because he does flat out say, "Why are we here?" She doesn't answer, but I think it has to do with Perrin, which I mean, and JD said that's not what happens in the books, but y'all know these showrunners is wild. I don't think they'll do that. I'm just saying they kind of have set it up for everybody to look at like, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how all that goes though. But Perrin makes the decision to
run up and get done.
Rescue Matt and the girls, which I figured he would do because it's Perrin.
You mean his mother?
Yeah,
Matt's mother.
Yeah. Matt's mom. Yeah, Matt's mom and the sisters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, Matt.
Yeah, but yeah, we leave the Two Rivers, and we were right back to Matt, and he's trying to talk to Min because he was a bit of a dick after Min tried to come in and talk to him because he was stressed from the dreams and whatnots, the echoes of memories of battles and stuff. And while they're talking, she sees a vision of him hanging, which, you know, when things are like extra terrifying, Ming does shut down.
She shuts down and she runs.
And she did. And Matt is trying to say, hey, I'm right here. I don't want to know what you're seeing. I keep telling you that, but you're okay. Just breathe. And here come the fucking dumbass brothers of Elaine. Hey, the lady said she wants to leave.
That's right. Protect the women. Back off. What are you
They're
gonna do,
annoying.
Matt? Nothing.
Like for real, are they stalking Matt though?
No,
because why do y'all keep running up on this dude at random fucking times when he's talking to people?
They're all in the tower.
Ain't nobody else showing up like these two with Matt.
They're all in the tower, and so he throws a little fit and is like, "Did you just let me? I'm not." I love this Matt. He's so much fun. He is so much fun. But it happens again.
It happens again when Nynaeve comes to say bye.
Yeah, she's like,
Nynaeve.
Go. And Nynaeve is like,
and he's practicing.
She's like, no, we're not gonna. But where are you going? We're not gonna. We're just. Is he bothering you? Out of nowhere.
And the tells him like, can you motherfuckers take a damn day off?
No.
And for real, again, this is why I said they're stalking this dude. Like, look, y'all try to start some shit the last time you was with him, and then you tried to start some shit just 5 minutes ago. And Matt is a jovial dude. You know, he really don't like fighting. When it comes down and you really need some shit done, we already see he will pop off. He will come and do his duty. But this shit right here, what in the hell are y'all messing with this boy for?
For what? Messing with him. They're trying to protect the ladies, because if you protect the ladies, you get the vagina.
Which is why I also love Nynaeve's attitude a lot of times, because she looks right at them like, I don't need your fucking help.
She got a king. She cool.
Like, first of all, and this is also like her little brother. She don't need your help talking to him.
But they don't know that. That's why they're jumping in.
They don't know that. And they start popping off. And Matt is like, you know what? Fine. Since I need to go ahead and teach you this lesson. He picks up his bow because they're trying to taunt him because they fight with swords. They think the bow is bullshit. And he's like, you know what? I bet. He like takes a quick second and breathes. And then he looks at Nynaeve and he says some shit in the old tongue. And she's like, huh? He doesn't explain. He goes in, and the minute The minute he said that, I
He
was
says
like, look, that focus that you just did, channel that fucking hero personality that's in you right now and whoop these motherfuckers' ass. And boom, I'm a fucking prophet, because that is exactly what the fuck he did. And I love that scene. I think that's why I said that this is my favorite Matt scene so far, because he laid both of their asses out and they deserved it.
It was adorable.
Fuck y'all.
They was like, well, damn, that stick hurt, don't it? Don't it? It did.
He clean knocked one of the boys out, and then went after his brother and was playing with him. And I love that. He disarm, knock, hold him up against the pillar with one hand by his throat. Look at him, let him go. Oh, you still trying to pick up something? Bash. Now you on your ass again.
Yep. Chris Pines was knocked out, and Zac Efron got sat down. And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
That's why they're named Stick, because they look just like them. Yes. But all of this happened because Nynaeve was trying to tell him we finna go. And he was like, we as in me? No, we as in us. He's like, no, we as in me too.
He said, we as in we. You're not fitting to leave me here by myself.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
He was like, no, we leaving. So let me get my bag so we can go. Because we got to get out of here.
Indeed. But who we find out is the real Ghost Rider is, yes, they do. They pack their shit, they roll out. And there was somebody following from the shadows. I thought for a hot second it was another gray man. And I was about to be like, oh shit, now we about to fight in the bowl. And I thought of Min's what she saw, and I was like, wait, ain't that the archway where he was just hanging? Oh, some shit about to go down. But I was wrong. It wasn't that shadowy person. That was just Min, because she was trying to get the fuck out too, because she don't want to be there without anybody she got a connection to either.
She got stuff to do. She got work to do.
So, right. And also, I feel like she's a little bit trying to look out for Matt, because she, they have a repertoire. They are genuinely friends, and she wants to make sure that he's going to be all right. I mean, she's not a fighter. Obviously, we've seen that, but she could still very much be useful, especially with the shit that they about to have to go do.
And so they're on their way to Tanchico, which is pretty fun. Pretty cool. They're still on their way on the boat. On the way to Tanchico.
Headed all the way to a shy. Tanchico by the shadow.
Pretty much.
When Matt says the whatever in the old song, he's saying it's time to roll the dice. That's
which makes everybody happy, because everybody was in my
comment. Say it again.
It's time to roll the dice.
Which is a very Matt thing to say. I love that.
No,
I love that.
It's from one of his old. It's from one of his past lives. Like it's a thing. And I got to that point in the book, the fight part when he fights the brother, and I gotta tell y'all, I was extremely happy. Like when I got to see him actually do it, I was hopping up and down on my couch, like, yes, man. Meet them.
Bro, I'm telling you. One thing that will never get old for me is reading a good fight scene in a story.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. They deserve it, though.
So,
they out here fucking with my man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Leave my homie alone. And why the two of y'all are still there, quote unquote, training to be warders? Everybody know y'all are not about to tie yourself to the tower in any type of way.
They were tie themselves to their sister. That's the whole purpose right now.
Exactly. That's the only thing they were looking at. So I'm surprised that the Amerlin Seed even let them stay.
It's different in the book because they haven't explained it all, and they should be explaining it, but. The way that the session works in Andor, you have the daughter heir, right? You're never gonna have a king. They're all queens.
Yeah, it's a matriarchy.
But the son, the oldest son, is like first prince of the sword. So he's supposed to be there to help, like, command the armies and whatever else, right? And that's what Gawain is, because I think they skipped Galad. Because the lad is technically not his son, not her son. I think so. Like, it's the whole thing. Long story short, their whole thing is to be there with Elaine because she's next up to be queen.
Right,
so,
right.
Yes, there is some, like, obviously, like, where you can be like, y'all just there to to spy on her or whatever else. You also, like First Prince of the Sword, you need to be her warder if she's going to go and be, an Aes Sedai. Y'all need to be warders, or at least one of you, anyway, needs to be a warder and bonded to her. So, because she's an Aes Sedai and the queen.
Interesting.
So there's that.
Yeah,
backstory.
And she does have the ultimate goal of being the first actual queen to be a full Aes Sedai. And I'm with her on that thinking, because it seems like some serious shit is like really about to go down, and everybody needs to be at their peak performance. So yeah. And hey, Dante S, you are late, but you know what? That's all right. We still got one episode to go. I think that's it. Yeah, because we end the episode with Leandrin doing the completion seal, which we talked about when we wrapped them earlier, and with everybody getting on this boat. Oh, the final scene is the artifact that Naomi has been looking up, and this is where we find out that the one that was made specifically to collar a man is older than the one for women that we saw. And who do we see moving in the background? No one paying attention to her, but softly in the shadows.
I don't understand how nobody's paying attention to her, because I'd be like, who is you?
Leandra, right, like,
you weird.
You don't know.
Who are you?
How you don't know every face that's on your crew? That baffles me a lot.
Not even on your crew, but like you're in my area. Like you're in my area.
Not even 2 feet away from me.
Okay.
That's wild work, bro. I mean, but then again, half the tower didn't see all them dark friends sitting in there, so I guess.
Well, they wouldn't have known. That's true, but
yeah. So what are we giving this one, ladies? And yes, absolutely. Team Matt, absolutely. What are we giving? What are we measuring this?
Like, what are we?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What's our measurement for episode 3?
How about wallops?
Yeah,
like Matt
wallops. Right, yes, Matt. Yep. Okay, I stand that.
All right, lady.
So
many wallops.
How many wallops, Lady D? What you got? How many wallops?
I give this. Y'all gonna get tired of me, but I'm giving this episode 7 wallops.
Okay.
7 wallops.
I'm with that.
Ma'am, that's the exact same thing I was going to say. 7 wallops. I enjoyed it. It's entertaining.
And
I
know there's some folks that thought that some parts of this were just filler. I mean, and like, I suppose, but like everything they gave us fit into the puzzle in some way, shape, or form. So
it's not filler.
And I didn't think
it
was filler at all.
About the incorrect definition of filler.
Okay, not all nerds be paying attention to the shit.
I don't
like we
care. That is the wrong definition of filler. Filler is if in the middle of episode 3 we go under the sea and we see aerials and shit. Like, why are we here? That's a filler.
Under the sea.
Like, that's just strange. But yeah. So how many did you rate?
7. I think it's 7s across the board.
All right.
Yes, indeed.
Yay!
So and we can jump right in to the next episode. And Rand is training with Lan. Moraine is a bit sulky because, hey, all right, bruv, thank you for coming through. Always a pleasure. Hugs and kisses. Rand is doing a little bit of sword training, and the sword thing is going to come up later on in the episode, and I really love the way it did. But Moraine is kind of sulking. Well, I say she's sulking. She just wants to be moving, and they're sitting here taking this break, and the boys are training as they do. Then we get some mealtime later on in the day with the wise ones, and Moraine and Lan are there, and they are asking for some insight on Viridian, and Moraine doesn't really appreciate the insight that she's given. Sadly, I thought she was being a bit ridiculous, but they do have a way of talking that kind of reminds me very much of Quaith. Like they are giving you information, but it's not in the form that you want it in, if that makes sense. B, you got anything to chime in for this?
I'm trying to think of
time?
where you are.
Very beginning.
The very beginning, she's sitting there and she's looking at
them train
land, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then it cuts to nighttime when her and Lan are in the tent with the wise one and the other wise one. I want to say like the deputy wise one.
Oh, and is that the one where she's like, oh, y'all are real good at telling me shit I don't want to know.
Yeah. This is the scene that line came from. Yeah. And both just look at her like, that's how you say it, word?
Well, what do you want to know, Moraine? What do you want to know? I want to know this. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a damn shame because we're not going to tell you none of that.
Hey, they're like, me too. I would love for you to know that.
However, you're not authorized, ma'am.
I would love for you to figure that out.
We didn't get the credentials to give you access to that area of the building, so
yeah. Sorry. What we can tell you is that if you didn't come here, you'd be dead.
You would die.
Okay. And if Rand didn't come, you'd be dead. Okay. All right. And Rand gotta go on Woodian, or you'll be dead. How about that?
And if he dies, then all of us are gonna die. But if he comes and he goes and he passes, then some of us are still gonna die. But there's some of us that's gonna live too. So we stand that plan.
I'm like, it'd be like that.
And that is one thing about the Aiel I think that I really admire. They recognize, there's gonna be some fuck shit that's happening. But if the right one, the Karakan comes through, and he actually passes the test and he's marked as the one, then some of us might die, but we know we're going to die doing something great to help the world at large. And we're good with that because there'll still be a little bit of us left afterwards. And I feel like that's just such it's extremely raw way to look at life. But for all the shit that they go through that's going on in their world, that's like the best outcome you can hope for.
It's like it's a win for us. It's a win.
In my opinion, anyway. Mm-hmm. Like we don't know how everybody else is going to fare, but some of us
it's a win for
are
us.
Going to survive,
and that's all that really matters.
I will survive. And this is another favorite part of the episode early on. Once it gets to after dinner, it's nighttime, and Avienda is talking to Rand and Lan like, I told y'all we don't touch swords over here. It's like it's like they at the Vos Rock. We don't we don't spill no blood in Vos Dothrock. Okay, we don't pick up no swords, especially this close to the heartland.
Ciao.
It's disrespectful, and you want some bullshit. And she knocks Rand down. Which Rand still really ain't got his fight training in.
Everybody can knock him down.
And then she looks at Lan and she's like, bitch, I was talking to you too. And Lan just looks at her, don't say shit, just looks at her like, oh, word.
Come take you, ho.
And here's another thing that I really love about the Aiel. I feel like these would be my people if I was in this world. They are with the shits. They clock Lan's look immediately and they start instigating. Because what are we hearing in the background? Whenever we see something that involves like a Native American tribe and they're getting rid, there's some contest or something that involves a fight, they start going in and it's almost like the Dora Milaje theme song. If you look in the back, that that's what starts with the Aiel. And I was like, oh shit, some shit is about to happen. I don't know what, but I think I'm gonna like it. And it's a sparring match. And not only does Lan match her blow for blow, but he manages to take one of her spears.
Mm-hmm.
I need y'all to realize that's not a small thing.
Listen,
that was a really good sparring match.
But my favorite is afterwards because she got feelings hurt.
Yeah. Not even feelings hurt. They're just like, come on now. It's time to stop playing. It's
Look,
like, come on from
baby.
outside. Come
She was like,
inside.
ma'am, I'm so glad you're out here playing with these sticks I told you to put down.
Mm-hmm.
However, you have been putting off your destiny long enough.
The sticks. Put them down. And then she didn't put them down. She handed them over and she went, snap!
She was like, fine. You know, she takes off the armored I wrote her armor, but you know, the leathers and cloths that are specifically made to be her armor. She strips down, gives up her spears, and she's like, all right, fine. And I feel her because
you know where you need to go,
man. I would be wanting to go fight too.
Well, listen, ma'am, you've got things to do. You got to become a wise one. You've got to do.
But you do.
Mm-hmm. You know where you need to go. She's like, but do you know where you need to go?
We have let you play at this game for long enough. You can't run from your destiny. You were called.
Rudian, bye. Go over there. Go do what you need to do. We'll see you when your stuff will be here when you get back.
Yep, and she asked permission because everybody has. Even when you're fated to go, you have to ask permission. And she does. She gets the approval. She goes. Yeah. And I will say again that's another thing I really do like about the IEL. They are hardcore to the max. Like, no, if you are called to do this thing, this is what you have to do. I mean, I feel like it's almost a situation just like with Lan. Like, if he would have went someplace else, he would have died. If you keep trying to skirt your destiny, you're gonna die. And where do we meet Avienda? While she had absconded from her duties and was trying to still play Spear Maiden, trying to go find the Dragon Reborn, and she ended up in a cage. It was by sheer chance Perrin found her.
Yep.
No, but that's not by chance. It
was designed by the wheel.
It was the wheel weaving.
You're right.
The way the wheel wills.
As the wheel wills. Yep. The wheel told Avienda what she needed to do, and she said, nah, fuck that noise, I'm out. And the wheel spun it again and said, bitch, you thought I forgot about you?
Spin it again. Spin it again. Spin it again.
And you know what, Helena, right? I agree. It was very sad to see that, but when you know who the IEL people are and how they operate, I feel like it was still a great scene. It was very sad, but yeah, it needed to happen.
But it's just like going in there and getting reborn. Like you got a new duty now. So give me your stuff. Put your old life aside. Let me break these. Yeah. Go do what you need to do.
Right. No,
the wise one.
Get that shit out of here. Pass it down. And if you don't make it, well, we'll give all of your property to your family.
We'll pass it down.
And then we'll move on. Which is kind of it kind of gives that same token of the Tuathan, we bury our dead and we move on. It's still, even though the peoples have been split since the world broke, they do still hold those same ideals in different ways, which I think is very interesting to see. Okay, so let me roll down here.
It was a really cool callback because we saw when she was in Egwene's dream, the older lady, we saw she looked younger and she had her spears. And we were like, why does this lady look so old now? And like, why is she wrapped up in it? And now like she was basically Avienda. She was running away.
Yep.
She was out here with the spears running. And
she told us that.
She had her
style. She's like, look, I'm like, baby girl, I get it. I get it. I used to be you. But then I realized what my higher calling actually meant.
And now you need to be like
to our survival. And now I need you to be my Padawan because I'm not about to be around here forever. So yeah, she's got to start her training.
That, and we see like wise ones. What we saw in the episode before, like wise ones. Well, we'll see in this episode. That's right, because they're about to go. Wise ones sometimes can channel, apparently, where she blasts you back, and you can dream walk. Like if you have those powers, Avienda, you're more freaking useful to us as a wise one and helping to protect everybody else than you would be out here with these spears. Like, come on, bring your ass back here.
Come on, sit down.
Learn how to walk through these dreams or whatever you got to do.
Like that is where you are going to make the most difference. That is where the wheel wants you to go. And if you deviate from that, and we know this isn't the first turn of the wheel, so she's probably deviated from this multiple times before. But when it resets, the wheel will still put you on the path that the wheel wants you on, no matter how much you try to deflect.
Mm-hmm.
So she asked permission to go to Ruidian. She gets it. Scroll down a little bit. Moraine is asking Rand to like choose what he wants to do and then let her know so she can help him. And Rand is like, you have never tried to help me. Are you sure about that?
She's been here the entire time.
From episode 1, she has been trying to help you. The reason you can't see it is because just like Nynaeve, you're still in your Two Rivers head. Okay, you are seeing this shit and you're bucking against the system. You're still that rebellious teenager that doesn't want to follow the rules or do what he's being told. That's why you think she hasn't been trying to help you. But didn't Egwene also tell you from Jump Street, like, what the fuck do you mean? She don't care. She's literally been harming herself to keep us energized and safe.
Like if she didn't care, if she didn't care, she wouldn't be here.
Exactly. She would not give a fuck about the Two Rivers. She wouldn't have brought y'all out here. All of y'all would have just been dead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she hasn't been trying to help you ever. Word.
He's like, okay.
Rude.
Okay.
Yeah, you rude as fuck. Right. And when she gives him that logic, he just brushes it off again. Rand, grow the fuck up, bro.
I mean, let me say something. He's definitely better than season 1 and season 2. Because season 1, Rand, I wanted to punch in his face. I wanted to punch Rand in his face. I'm sick.
I don't agree with that, Jake. I will say he's my number 2 most nerve-wracking. Nynaeve is my number 1. And that isn't shade because I do love them both. But the two of them just...
I can't. Everybody. We're going
to have to pray for them.
But it's a different type of frustration with Nynaeve. I just want her to figure out what her issue is. Rand, I just need him to look around. Everything,
Nynaeve needs
the answer to everything in every question, every doubt he has is in front of him. It's all around
right
him.
there.
And he's just like,
I don't want to read that.
I'm going this way.
Like, it's simpler in my brain to blame you for bad shit than to actually recognize when the bad shit happened, it really didn't have nothing to do with you. Like it actually had to do with us and we didn't know who we were. And you came in here and all that shit started tumbling. So I'm gonna just blame you and make it easy on myself. Bruh, look at where you are right now.
Dog. That's
why are you still in this stupid mindset? Yeah.
Think about it, sir. Think about it. But I mean, the next day on the way to Ruidian, he did get a chance to have a little conversation with somebody else, my man. But
yes,
like I need him to absorb. I need him to absorb that. I need him to absorb what he's saying
quickly.
That's a real man right there.
Yeah, Ruard is dropping all the knowledge and the thing is with Ruidian, all of anyone that's called to be a wise one, they have to go through the trials through Ruidian. Anyone that is going to be a chieftain, it has to go through the trials of Ruidian. And when they come out, if they successfully, and they will be marked by a dragon on one of their forearms. And this is where Ruard tells him that the people of the dragon is what we used to be called. For the dragon reborn, the Karakaran, when he comes back, he'll be marked with 2 dragons, and that's how we'll know it's him. And this has been hinted at from the beginning since we met Avienda, that she's been telling him that. Even the last couple episodes we talked about, and this was brought up, and she looked at him like, bro, you have not actually been shown to be that person yet. So we gonna have to figure it out when we get to where we're getting, whether I'm really about to stay here and follow you or not.
Helena said that only the men get marked with the dragon tattoo.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So the ladies don't. Interesting. Interesting.
No.
I wonder why.
Because they're not clan chiefs.
Okay.
Sexist.
Very
But that's okay. I don't want to be marked. I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay. But so they're on their way to Ridian, and they get to I don't know what you would call this place before the city where everybody sit and wait. I don't know what that is. I don't know what area.
Kind of a way station, because from what I gathered when they passed that, it was maybe like the gateway, because they don't they get is no that was last episode, sorry, I'm mistaken.
No, I'm talking about
people
like
that come up here
where everybody waits before, or while everybody waits while the people are in the city, because they walk up to that and they see another group already there waiting on people to come back. And
I'm not sure what that's called.
I don't know what that's called, but the lady in there with the fantastic hair, she was in Halo.
I still have to watch that.
She was Riz in Halo, and I know that because she has a
I was
freckled
wondering.
face.
I was like, why do I know your face?
Yes, it's the face. I told you, it's like a freckled face. Because she has the reddish hair. She has very freckled face, and I remember her from Halo. She was Riz.
Nice. The Slopes of Chandar.
That's where they are.
Go.
Okay.
Because the other group, that was the one that was doing the slicing and dicing of the Tinkerers.
Yeah, they're the wildling one. Yeah,
they were waiting for their people to come out, and when they came up, I'm like, y'all can't be beefing at the situation. Just sit down. Why is there beef?
See, I have issues with motherfuckers that be trying to be boasty without any real claim or reason to be boasty. And the chick that's in charge, their wise lady, who is also married to the chieftain, Savannah, I believe is her name. Her husband is going through the trials because he's about to be the new chieftain, and his little brother is standing back there looking all of the brother Black and Mild, as we call him, talk about, if my brother don't make it, then I'll go through the trials and blah blah. And she and our wise lady just looks at him like,
okay.
Is he dead? Is he dead yet? No. Are you actually the one to call the shots there? No. Shut the fuck up then when grown people is talking. Did nobody ask you shit?
Okay. So she was like,
she was like, all right, okay.
Right, like the amount of vitriol he came, like, you brought wetlanders here, bro. Do you fucking see who the hell you talking to? Look, he's about to go through the thing. It's like, he prostitutes himself like a woman. But what?
He presents himself like a woman.
He presents himself like a woman. Like what does that even mean? What does that look like in his brain? Because that's not what I saw was happening.
The way that you asked to go on Ruidian seems to be different for men than for women. So he obviously doesn't know how. So he just did what he saw. Everybody else Avienda do, but it looks like you're supposed to do something else.
Okay, see, I didn't catch that. Okay, I didn't catch that's what his meaning was behind those words, which was, I don't know. I still feel like it was dumb because I'm not a fan of judging a book by its cover.
Shido.
So
I'm never gonna remember that.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to though.
See, Shido sounds like shadow, and that's what I call Ruidian. Just like the other place, it gives me nodes of a shy by the shadow.
It does. So I'm not gonna remember that either. I just don't remember. I remember the other Aiel is what I'm like. The mother
shadow.
Because I don't even know what these
them ones over there.
Everybody's Aiel. I don't know.
So because he used the same language and gestures. Okay, see, what are the other gestures though? What's the difference? What are they? What was he supposed to say as a man going through that?
They didn't. I haven't gotten to that point in the book, and they didn't talk about it in the show. But that's what he's talking about. He's like, he doesn't even know what the fuck to do.
And this is also the part where we find out that he says, when he hits him with that, like that you have no claim amounts. He says that my mother was Aiel, And our wise lady corrects him like, your dad
father was Aiel.
was Aiel, but your mama, she was something else.
Question mark,
and
comma,
this
comma.
did once I heard that line, this immediately brought me back to that scene where we saw his mama. And there's only been 2 groups of people that we've seen with red hair in this story. So my immediate thought was, okay, I thought she was Aiel, but now here we find out, no, she's not actually Aiel. And I mean, even in our world, day and time, red hair is a tricky thing in genetics. It doesn't just pop up out of nowhere.
It kind of sort of does.
If it doesn't,
it's very recessive. It's recessive.
Yeah, it's like a mutation like anything else.
It is.
It's just more pronounced in some populations because those populations mate with each other over and over and over again.
And that more pronounced is what came into my brain, which is why just like what was it, Renly Baratheon, black of hair, Joffrey Baratheon, golden head. It made me think about lineages.
Bruh.
And that's why I said that my brain went right back to somebody else.
Listen,
that we know.
You cannot tell
with
right
red
now,
hair.
but my hair is the sandiest of browns. If you were to flat iron my hair, it would turn into a golden brown color. Don't ask.
And I know those undertones because I've actually seen her hair in person.
It's weird. So it looks like a medium brown.
On camera, the lighting is different.
Until
lighting makes a difference.
It's bananas. On my mom's side of the family, we have actual redheads. Actual redheads, freckles, all of that. So is weird.
See, that's not surprising because if you don't know anything about the Black folks, I can get you hip to the game. Literally every type of DNA is within our bloodline.
Always.
So, right down to that tribe of natives that is on an island. I forget which island it was, but they are very melanated, not light skin. No, very melanated folks that are naturally born with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Melanesian.
So, thank you. I had a feeling you would know. And
yes, my eyes were blue for a hot second.
That's why we always call Lady D for the facts, because she was at the library. She know that shit.
Blue for a little bit, and then they went brown as they were supposed to. Otherwise, I'd look crazy. Thank you. I don't want to look crazy.
Would it be crazy though?
Yes, I would look insane with blue eyes. Absolutely.
Look awesome.
I think I'd look crazy.
I don't know.
It's like me with dark hair. I'd look crazy.
The rarest eye color I've ever seen was almost like a red tinted purple. And it was a kid. It was a kid that I was in.
Red tinted purple. That's good. I'm sorry.
It was a kid. Me and him were both going into a capital university here in Columbus, and we're going for the same major. So there was a scholarship that we were doing interviews for, and he was my complexion with purple eyes with an undertone of red, and it's he skipped a lot of folks in his generation, but he got it. I think he said from like his great grandmother.
I would be like hitting it with
those eyes. He was. I didn't get any hints of the dark one in him. He was a nice kid.
Oils. Yeah.
Right. I'm saying, look, genetics are just fucking tricky like
They're
that.
Weird.
Is all I'm saying. It's not hard to figure out things through looking at hair color, especially in stories like these,
especially
where
those are very prominent
things. Exactly.
But I'm just like, if she's not Aiel, I feel like she is Aiel, but she's not like one of the she's not of their tribe. She could be of another one. Because I'm like, there's still 2 or 3 of them. So I'm like,
it's only 2 places she could be from with red hair. Hell. It's only 2. Hell is not one of them.
Are you sure? Or you're
Yeah, there's only two places, and we know now for a fact from the wise one that she is not Aiel. There's only one other place she could be from. I'm not gonna say it because they didn't specifically say it either.
But they said yes and no, but the way they have the show, they made it really obvious. Like
really obvious, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They made it really, really obvious.
So your father's mother had blue eyes and she was dark brown tone. Yeah, exactly. Genetics are wild as fuck when it comes to melanated folks. We literally could be anything.
A boop.
You're welcome, Plan.
Indeed. You think you think there? I don't remember if there's 7. Are there 7?
I know 3.
I don't know.
I know 3.
I know I've specifically heard of 3. Yeah, I'm not sure if there are 7. At least in the show, anyway. We know of 3.
How many books are there? Like 20?
A lot.
Like 14. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to lie.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Meeks is always Googling.
Listen,
before we're done.
Do it, me. Google me.
But
I'm
in this
the show, that's why I was looking at the show.
All of that to say, in this conversation, Rand asks to go in. He gets permission, and then Egwene says, she's definitely going with them. And our wise lady looks at her like, "No, you're not. If you go, you're gonna die. Like you're not gonna make it out of there."
She's like, "What do you mean?"
We say no.
No.
Right. Like, I understand that you want to go, but that's not your going. Y'all were never even meant to be parallel to each other. You both have two very different things to do in this turn of the wheel.
Yeah, sorry.
You stop trying to make that connection be the thing that solidifies y'all, because it's not. Are you on his side? Will you support the dragon? Yes. Does that mean that you need to be right by his side every day? No, you have other things to do. And we know that Egwene has other things to do because we've seen a possible future for her in the Arches. You, baby girl, following him around 24/7, that's not your calling. That's not your set. You're not. You're
like,
what?
Don't you need to practice looking at other things in the dream? Girl, sit down.
Didn't I tell you that we have our own Jedi class to go to?
Have a seat.
If you over there, how I'm supposed to help you in the time that it's taking them? Where else we gonna find the time for that? Nah, you can't go. We, even before you ask, no.
And then Moraine was like, "Well, shit, I'll go."
Well, I'll go. And they were like, "Oh, damn it, bitch, you know too fucking much. We shouldn't have told you." They pulled a Hagrid. You're not supposed to know. Look, I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. And even though they're saying that, they're looking at Moraine like, you know what? We'll find out what happens. And she asks the question. They both give permission. So obviously Moraine is in the set that she needs to be in, because if she wasn't, they wouldn't have let her go.
Nope. So they prepare to go in. I'm like,
all those preparing. You can't take no weapons.
And all those spears lined up of people who don't come back. I'm like, damn.
Right. Yeah. Because the weapons are still there. If the weapons are still there, those people didn't make it out, and there's a lot of spears right there. I will say there's one thing that I found funny, and it kind of reminded me of that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean when Elizabeth had to get rid of all her weapons to go see
Moraine's
dude. Moraine kept pulling out knife after knife after knife, and right to the point that Randy even looked over like, "Bitch, what the fuck?" She was literally a walking arsenal, and he didn't even know.
Like big one, medium, little, tiny,
little.
Hilarity, bro. Like, oh my gosh.
It was at least 7.
I love Moraine so much in that scene, because y'all know me. I appreciate the good looking gun, but I am all about the slicing and stabbing weapons. Okay, Moraine, right? She came up strapped. And I feel like this is from it kind of built a little bit on trauma, because she knows what it's like to not be with her power. If heaven forbid something happens, like forbid, and she gets hemmed up again, she's going to need something else to fight. And she got real good at the knife situation. So yeah, she's strapped up. And I appreciate that about her.
Okay.
She had
I think that's really
belt
super
full
cool.
of shit. I just looked. She put down a whole belt full of shit.
A belt, a thigh, all them things around the garter belt. There was probably some shit in her hair that they couldn't see. I appreciate that she came in prepared on both fronts. So, I like that.
I feel like they had to rewrite a bunch of stuff for Matt because they had to take that actor out. That's what I feel like they had to do. Because everyone's saying that he was like everywhere. I'm like, man.
Yeah, I think there was a different story that was going to be told with the original writing of Matt, but they changed some things here. And unless they tell us what those things were, we're never going to know. So there's nothing for us to compare. But I really like how Matt's story is going right now. I hope he gets better at handling all of the voices because, you have thousands on thousands of years of memories. That can't be easy to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
In Florida, and the knives are in abundance. Oh, see, and I'm in Guyana. The thing used a lot is cutlasses, again, sharp weapons. But in New York, and we can tell you that it's usually about the pews.
Ping pow.
I'm not down with that. I've always been more about the slicing and stabbing.
The braps, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't need to go get an evaluation or a permit to get knives.
A certain size you should have one, but no, most of them fit.
Fair enough. Mm-hmm. I mean, my battle axe will not fit in a shirt, and I do have a Valyrian steel version of Oathkeeper. Also, that's not going to fit like in my back pocket, but natural selection. Hello, friend. It's good to see you.
But they finally made it into Rudian, and I like the way they. First of all, this is a giant set, right? Like they're on an actual set in a sound stage at this point because they had to do with all the fog and all the special effects and stuff. But it looks freaking cool.
I need to go get more of my beverage, and I have one thing to add from before this, but continue. I'll just kind of want to come back. Go ahead.
I think this whole entire area is pretty freaking cool. How it looks, and getting in there and seeing this giant freaking tree, and this tree confused me for at least 20 minutes because I was confused. So this big ass tree is just here. How did this big ass tree get here? Why is this tree here? What is in this tree? The tree is 3,000 years old. Where is another tree that is 3,000 years old? So is this the reason why people was around it because it's 3,000 years old? I'm 2 years old. I'm a toddler. When I saw that tree, I gave up on everything that was happening because I was like, wait a minute. And then I started listening to the Moraine. I was like, wait a minute. I'm confused. Help me. Help. So were there two trees, Lady D?
There was 1,000 trees.
God damn it.
They said it on the or 10,000 trees. Okay, maybe I'm not answering the question right there. But when we see Rand go through the columns, and we see like all the way back to the breaking of the world, that ancestor, the Aphrodite asked them like, "Y'all got everything y'all need?" Blah blah blah. Like, yeah. He's like, yeah, 10,000 wagons, each with a tree. All right. So that means they sent out 10,000 fucking trees, bro, and only one of them made it to Viridian.
10,000 trees and
to go there,
and 10,000 seed cores with those trees.
I don't. You said seed cores.
Well, the little white things that were in the middle, they didn't name them, but I called them seed cores.
That's the Sangria. C-O-R-E. And there was only one of those.
Okay.
That was the one that they gave to Rand's ancestor. There was only one of those.
Okay.
There was only one of those.
So yeah, a bunch of trees, but only one of those jewels.
Yeah, one of those. It's a Sangria. You're right.
Okay. Gotcha.
But 10,000 baby trees, only one of them made it to Ruidian. And I do think that they were all supposed to make it to Ruidian,
Mm-hmm.
or to, well, not to wherever they were, because they were supposed to be fine to play safe, right? And
Yeah.
then years and
Yeah.
years and hundreds and then thousands of years later
Okay.
is when you get to the whole, okay, we made it to the Io Waste, and then we made it to Ruidian,
Okay.
like what will become Ruidian.
Can we talk
So
about
I don't think
this
they
in
had a
the
plan where
correct
it was supposed
order?
to go.
Because the show,
Right.
my confusion with what they showed from Rand's version is the timeline on it. So
Yeah.
the
It's
last thing
going
we saw,
backwards.
yeah, like the last thing we saw was the breaking of the world, and it had Lanfear in it, who was called something else, which is gonna be Lanfear
She
until
was
we die.
Marion
Mirror.
Sedai.
So that was that 3,000
Yeah.
years, or was that just before the? Because I'm doing this based on the time of the
I
tree.
think
So is this
yeah.
before? This is like not before, like further back than 3,000 years.
This
I
is
think it was when we saw that first flashback with Luz and that same lady that also came back for I believe it was this episode. This I think was right, or in not right before it, but just in that same time frame. There is one thing to note before all this starts going down. When Moraine gets her permission, the wise one does tell her that there are like 3 gates or something that she has to go through to get to, you know, the knowledge of whatever she needs to get to, and it reminded me of the 3 arches at the White Tower. And this whole sequence here, I think, brings a lot of those parallels to the front. So once the timeline does seem weird, and what they say is like every step is a different time space. It could be just like a few years, or maybe 100+ years at a
But
time.
the tree
The
itself is
last
3,000
one,
years old.
yeah,
And what we saw with
the
the
tree itself
breaking
is, yeah.
was way before the tree, right?
no. So the
No.
breaking of the world happened. The breaking of the world happened supposedly 3,000 years ago.
Okay.
What we're seeing when the Aiel are all peaceful in the field or whatever, and we see the world like literally shatter in the sky, and the dark one like sort of peek through the pattern happening.
Yeah.
That the first
Yeah.
that was when she bore the hole. They bore like a hole. They poked like a hole through.
Okay.
And
She said they found that the smallest, the weakest point
yeah, so
that they could
that's
punch
when
through. Yeah.
that's when the prison is like poked open, or kind of, or whatever,
Okay.
right? And so you
Mm-hmm.
see him like peeking through in the pattern or whatever. Well, with the breaking of the world happens because the male side of the one power gets corrupted, and that's when the
Corrupted.
breaking of the world happens, because they're going fucking nuts. So the last thing we saw with Mirren Sedai and Ren's old school, great, 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 whatever grandpa looking down on people, right? And then he goes down there to help sing the song and like help reap the wheat or whatever else. That's
Wait,
before the
we finally hear
breaking.
the
That's when
song.
yeah, we do finally hear the harvest song. That's when she pokes the hole into they bore the
Okay.
hole into the prison. So that happened. And then like you have the whole war of the shadow and all of that that's happening and happening and then happened, right? And supposedly, like,
Yeah.
I'm getting conflicting information whether that's like hundreds of years or dozens of years. I haven't gotten to that part in the books yet, like where
Okay.
we get to get a deep
Mm-hmm.
dive into the War of the Worlds. But the point is that it is after that. That's the actual breaking of the world. And so they would have taken
Yeah.
a sapling from, because they had those trees everywhere apparently, like where you
Mm-hmm.
would feel good like going under the, so they
Okay.
would have taken saplings or cuttings from those trees or whatever, and had 10,000 of them sent out during the break-in. So that's how they're 3,000 years old. They're probably just
Yeah.
the baby trees or the cuttings from much older trees that were
Okay.
already in existence.
And there's one thing that I also found very interesting that we find out, because we know Moraine is of the high noble class, and there was a tree in her family courtyard that once whatever powers moved and got out of the way, her uncle took leadership and chopped down that tree to make a throne as unique as possible. And that also helped to be some bullshit, which low-key reminded me of House Aaron, because their thing at where Sweet Robin says make the bad man fly, that power seat is made of weirwood trees. And we kind of have the same thing here. Like you cut down this ancient mystical magical tree that you swore to protect
for a special seat,
for your ego.
A special seat.
What a dick.
Nothing,
I'm sorry.
nothing but your hubris.
Stupid.
And Rand was like, okay, so even before I was born, our family's destinies were entwined. We were connected.
More than you know, Rand.
So maybe you can start
like
trusting her a little bit, just a smidge. I'm not saying like 100%, but like maybe like 25. Can we start with 25?
I hope so. From how the episode ended, I really hope that's what they're gearing up to. But let's go through this. And we did hear that Savannah, her husband, because he's about to be chieftain, has gone through here. And Rand, once Rand actually starts going off on his own time travel thing, he starts moving in that direction because he sees Savannah's husband. And while we're going through these timelines, I think he was trying to walk the same path as Rand was, but whatever vision he was in was gripping him. I don't think he's gonna make it out of there.
Oh no, I don't think he made it out of there.
His eyes out.
He ripped his eyes out. He's not coming out of there.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh no! When Rand passed him, he was clawing at his face. Like,
I saw all the blood going down there.
I was like, sir, you're not coming back.
Right. Whatever he saw just kept him enthralled. And Rand moved past him. Yeah, and we saw to where from the very beginnings of what happens, and when they leave, that last scene we saw when they leave the tower, I feel like that was actually the beginning of the whole timeline there, because when we saw Luz last season in that conversation, they were in that almost looking old timey but still futuristic with flying cars and shit running around outside. How things looked in that last scene looked like they were at that point, and then we saw the breaking while they're out there in the harvest singing the song. So
Natural Selection says that there's a 70-year gap between when the hole is poked in the prison and the breaking.
There you go. Hold on, y'all.
Okay.
I gotta check
okay.
That's why I get so confused. Because at first I had thought that these were like Rand's ancestors or something close to him, and people were telling me, no, that's not it. That's just random people. And I was like, how is it random people when it's Rand playing all these people?
It's Rand's ancestors, but they're random time, random points in time. But all of them are. I feel like they wouldn't have had him playing that if they were not all people in his bloodline. Mm-hmm. That makes no sense to do. Why would you film something like that? So yeah, I think they were absolutely all in. They were all in Rand's bloodline, and these were his ancestors that we were seeing. And I think it started with that last scene. They went out with the trees, and the one that had the core was the one that was with Rand and his husband when they left. And then I think once we saw, it had been a while, once we saw the grandfather and the grandson, and they said like, those ladies they wanted to go, well, not just the ladies, but everybody else with them wanted to go back to try to go back to the regular lands because, the last male channeler was killed. They got word of that, and they don't think they need to be on the run anymore, trying to find the song or doing all this and this and that. And everybody left except the grandpa and his grandson. Yeah, and the lady tried to make the grandson come with him. He was like, I'm not leaving my granddad. Nah. And he taught him and go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm just
But I thought I heard B get ready to say something.
Oh no, she's muted. That was me. That was me being confused.
Right. Yeah. Aiden, Adon or something. And we also saw this is where I think we start seeing how the breakage of the Aiel splits off with the, the grandpa and the grandson. Those were the Tuatha that we saw, and they all branched back from the original Aiel. Tuatha, yeah, the Tinkers, yeah.
So
all
who
those
were the group that left?
The original group that left, those ladies that walked off. I don't think they factored in. I think they were just going back to what they knew was a safe place, and
the ladies that you saw walk off when you're talking about when you had the little boy and the old grandfather.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Those are the Tuathan now. Those are the Tinkerers.
The Tinkerers.
Yeah, the Tinkerers. Mm-hmm.
So what is the grandfather?
The grandfather is he's the true Aiel that ended up building Viridian. Those are the people who still are non-violent, but also didn't forget their oaths to the Aes Sedai to protect
what the original thing.
Right. You're supposed to be non-violent and protect what they gave you.
Okay, right. The true Aiel. Yeah, they kept the traditions going. Okay, so I misunderstood that when I watched it. I didn't think the sect that broke off with the ladies was a different thing, but no, those became the Wanderers. Yeah. Okay. And the ones that Grandpa with the tree, they built Ruidian because they that's where we see the tree come back, or with that seed core that's in there.
Another quick question before we go. With Ruidian, were they supposed to reach a particular spot, or is it wherever they put the tree became Ruidian?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I think because Grandpa said
but I think it's like when you look at Ruidian, it does look remarkably like
it looks like Tar-Valon.
Like it's pretty clearly like, and then you see that Aes Sedai that gives that puts the smoke and whatever. It looks like it's been built with the one power. So I think they just found some place that was safe because that's what they were trying to do. Where they wouldn't be hunted anymore because they're non-violent. And then whatever Aes Sedai, caught up with them or whatever, helped them build Lydian. Okay, yeah, there you go, Helena.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we saw that older lady that brought the chieftain of the tribes together in the timeline, and she wanted that quest to happen for the leaders and for the wise ones to specifically know why the Aes Sedai call them traitors, why they fight with spears versus swords, because they even at that point they had lost their history. They didn't know all of the true knowledge, and to be a proper leader and to try to correct that, that's what they did. Yes.
Okay. Another question: are all the true Aiel dead?
Yes.
Okay. I think so. Yep.
Okay. Because I wanted to. Okay. Because I'm trying to figure out the splittigism, because it's all these splittigisms.
Yeah.
And so the next after the grandpa, if we're going back to the beginning of the episode, like traveling back from what they showed us, the next thing would be the Rand that actually looked like Rand, but he got the wavy hair, and his friends that look like bootleg Perrin and Matt.
They're the ones that become the modern Aiel.
Is exactly in my notes. And the thing that really solidified that for me is I don't know if y'all watched Charmed back in the day, but there was a thing when they did like time travel episodes.
And they went to different ones.
You always had things were different, but they were still always like the same souls around each other. Like sometimes Piper was with Leo, sometimes she was with Dan, the cute neighbor that was across the street. Sometimes they were sisters, or sometimes they were cousins. So they kind of played with the timelines like that, and I really love that they did that. And yes, see, it's very Charmed. Yes.
Okay. So
that's what this was. I thought that those were absolutely their aspects in the past.
With the three of them.
This is how we see the battle Aiel
split to the Aiel that we are with right now,
that we know,
the Tinkerers.
And the Tinkerers. Yes. That's the gist that I got. Yeah, because they were holding fast, but these two girls, the Rand stand-in sister got taken, and the Matt stand-in, his sister, got taken. They went to save them, and in doing that, they ended up having to kill And also the parent stand-in, he got because he was stabbed. And they brought the girls back. They brought the parent stand-in's body back, and then they were condemned for doing that. So and I understand the way the Tinkerers look at things, but I was still very upset because
they're not Tinkerers. You gotta remember, like when we step back,
isn't that where they're going?
So the Tinkerers are the ones that left, the women that left, that old man and that little boy. When we get to the scene where you have the guy that looks like Rand, and you have Matt and Perrin stand in, that old man is the little boy from the other scene. So remember, those are the true IEO still. The Tinkerers had already left, right?
Okay, so
they already left when that little boy was little.
That's why I get so confused.
So as an adult, he's still true IEO, and the true. Go ahead.
No. I'm saying that confuses me because I thought they were all the Tinkerers. So the Tinkerers that were the group of the ladies that stem from that, they ended up being like the super warriors, just being over there.
They're the ones that said we can't take this anymore. We have to leave, and they tried to take the little boy too. They're the Tinkerers. They're the Tuathon. They're gone.
Okay.
They're already gone.
Okay.
And so what you have is that little boy. He is now the leader of
he's the elder
IEO.
Okay.
He's old now, and he's the leader of the true IEO. And he's obviously that Rand's not that Rand, but that Rand ancestor, like his grandfather, right?
Yeah.
So that true IEO, right? His granddaughter
he's holding
and
fast to that. Okay.
Sister or whatever gets snatched, and that leads to them killing them. And then there's a split between the true IEO and the modern IEO that we have now. So the modern IEO are there hanging out at the back of the train, I guess you would call
protecting from the shadows.
The true IEO, because the true IEO are still non-violent and trying to protect the Sarkarnan. So that's the split. The Tuathon are already gone. We don't see them no more.
That puts it into perspective. Yeah, because the way they presented it was very confusing for the timeline and trying to.
That's why I was like talking about it backwards would may help it more.
Yeah.
The way they showed it would make it.
Yeah, make sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And also when they said it was like almost 3,000 years ago, I immediately had a flashback of Lord of the Rings when Elrond was like, I was there, Gandalf, 3,000 years ago.
Okay. My next question is that when we go from the mother telling that the Rand man that don't look at her, and then we go to the next one where it looks like
I felt so bad for him in that scene.
Listen, I did too. However, you did what you had to be done. You know what I'm saying? You did what needed to be done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's dumb. Yeah. Non-violence in the time of violence is just a way to get killed. Like, I respect your choices, but that's just a way to die.
But like, I was supposed to leave both those girls to be horribly and horrifically abused.
Not even girls, sisters.
My sister and my bestie sister.
And be raped and sold and whatever else.
That's another thing.
I'm not doing that.
That's another thing that pissed me off. Immediately when they got back to the damn pack, it was the sister that snitched. You didn't have to say that they killed those people. You could have said anything else that did not include them killing those people, and nothing would have changed. They would not have become outcasts. Yeah, which in the long run, when you look at it, I guess it would mean that we also wouldn't have the battle IEL, which still needs to be a thing. So it kind of pissed me off because that's bullshit.
That's the wheel weaving as the wheel wills.
As the wheel wills. You're right.
The battle IEL, as you were calling them, you need the modern IEL for so much. You need them in order to fulfill the prophecy of the people of the dragon coming to tear down the stone of Tyr. Like all those things, like you need them for so much. So like it had to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. It did kind of suck, but I appreciate though that the Rand and Matthew stand-in, they were both like, okay, you know what? Fine, we're banished. You know what do we do now? You know, we protect them since they won't protect themselves, and
cover
then
your
the mess
faces.
comes up, and immediately, and they do that to immediately make us think this is the Aiel that we're seeing today. This is the badass Aiel that we saw in Rand's mom coming through and fucking shit up for a real one. And she wasn't even an Aiel. She didn't grow up learning that shit. She learned how to do that shit later in life.
Okay.
Which again just makes them even more badass because their training ends up in that for someone that didn't start off with them as a kid. I fucks with that.
Okay.
But
so from there, this is where I get confused. I have it up, but we can't show nothing because they be popping hands.
Yeah, we can't do that. Especially since I'm new. No, they gonna be clocking my shit.
Then we see the lady that handed them the sangreal in right before right during the escaping of the
same lady that we saw talking to Luz last season.
She's talking to a group of people with that Rand with all that prosthetics on.
Yeah.
Like so
there be the baby.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell me about it.
Wait. Do I have it? Yep, there it is. I still got it up. There be the baby. She's like, hold on, mama. I got 2 cents that I need to insert immediately.
She wanted y'all to know.
You know what? We appreciate your insight, your insight, little baby. Thank you. We appreciate it.
So the guy who ran with all the stuff on his face. What? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You done? You done?
You good? Okay. Look, we hear you. We hear you. You know what? We agree. We understand that sentiment, and we're right here. Okay. For any new folks because I see there's a lot of y'all that are not actually in the chat. I see y'all watching, you're lurking. I don't care. I appreciate that. We always give priority to the tiny humans on this channel. So yes, when the tiny humans want to come through, they want to say anything, we allow that.
Adorbs. Totes adorbs.
Indeed.
So in this scene with the lady, okay. When is this? Is my first question. Because I don't know.
I feel like this is just before that conversation we saw with Luz and that lady. I said am I wrong in that though, B? Or is it after?
This is hundreds of years later.
No, that's what I'm talking. When she pulled the thing out of the tree
okay.
and was like in front of all these people.
Here.
This is hundreds, maybe even 1,000 years later.
Yeah.
After the breaking has already happened, everything is okay. Because remember when the women said that the Tuatha, he's not gonna stop. So bear with me, y'all. When the women who broke and
this is what we do.
They were gonna be Tuatha. Remember, they said that they had already gentled all of the men. And the world is settled down. So that's hundreds of years that it's already passed.
Right. Okay. I see it.
You just want to hear and just talk while I'm talking. Yeah. Okay. So it's thousands of years later.
When you stopped, she was like, "Okay."
Look, she has thoughts. Okay. I know. We was just telling her that last week, boo. We know.
I just love when you stopped talking. She was like, and then we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going.
If you are not prone to child antics on my channel, I feel like you probably haven't watched some of my other live streams, especially at my cousin or my auntie's house. We love tiny humans. We love tiny humans around here. Yes,
all the business, everything that happened that day.
Right, all of it. She said, "No, hold on. I feel like y'all are missing these points. Let me let you know what's going on." Juice.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Let me tell you something about the rah. She was definitely rah-rahing over there. I appreciate it.
But she was co-signing somebody. We just didn't know who.
So that's why I was like, hold on, let me just read what she's talking about. Let me just read because I was confused on why this little lady was talking. She just kept telling them. Hold on, let me just.
You talking about the Amelin seat?
No,
when she was given a seat, or who?
No, literally.
Oh man, I tried. As soon as I was like, let me unmute and say something, she was like, she was quiet, y'all. And then as soon as I unmuted, she was like, I'm in there. I'm in there. I see you pushing that button, mommy. You pushing that button. I see you pushing that button. Oh man. Oh man. What's your question, Meek, about Latra?
Like during this time, the lady who was the one that handed the Suave Rand the ball, she is now talking to a group of men.
Yes.
When was this? Like this was before, like this is them trying to figure out what to do at Ruidian now that it's
yes. Up. This is when the last 2 IL is dead, right? And that's the only people who are alive in the city is the 2 IL. So the last 2 IL are dead, and so now it's like, okay, you modern IL, let me show y'all what y'all used to be and who y'all. Let me show you what your history is.
Okay.
Let y'all continue to keep this city sacred, right? And your wise ones will come here, right, and go through the rings, and y'all will come here and go through the glass columns so that you never forget. Because, the wheel turns. So at some point, the Dark One and all, this is all going to come back. Basically, y'all going to need to know what to do.
I really like that she said, this is, you need to learn your history so you can find out why the Aes Sedai call y'all Oathbreakers.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of the way the different factions of the Aiel operate nowadays, I think.
Okay. So was this this was the same guy? Well, hold on, let me look at the face. I keep going the wrong direction and wonder why I'm confused. Let's back up. So let me back up the correct way.
Right, exactly. Natural selection. She's trying to school us.
So
what are you looking for?
Is that Rand that was talking to the lady like a great grandfather or a grandfather? Because I'm trying to figure out okay.
He's like a great grand, because this is still probably be like 1,000 years plus before the story.
Before we see
they're all related to Rand.
Yeah, before we see Rand's dad hovering over his mom. That's the before that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Which is I would love to know exactly the timing on that, because she had that badass fight. And again, to reiterate, this woman is already in labor. She didn't just jump into the fight and because of all of that her labor started. No, she was very heavily pregnant and already in labor when she was out there killing for nothing. And then she had the baby, and then Roose Bolton came up and helped her deliver it, absconded and took the baby off to the Two Rivers. I would like to know what the timeline was, because when we first see Rand jump into that persona, it's in the middle of a battle, and he's stuck for a second because he's like, okay, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is going on? And somebody calls his dad's name, like, hey, yo, what's wrong with you, bro? Yo, we got work to do. Annie up. Let's go.
And
he immediately jumps in. Yeah. I remember it started with a J.
I'm looking at it. Janduin. Janduin. Yeah, Juan. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look, we'll call him Juan. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. He jumps into Juan's body, and Juan, just like we saw his mama doing, starts going to work, and he's good at what he does. So, and again, I feel like this is why, Rain, you come from two badass motherfuckers. I don't understand why you being such a whiny bitch in the series at some points in time. But anywho's we see that they end up winning that battle, and then they move along and they find Rand's mom's body. and that this was his chosen love. You know, you could say like his third heart, if you get the Klingon reference there from Star Trek. And you know, there's no sign of the baby because they all knew she was out there battling pregnant, but there's no baby. Where did the baby go?
This helped out a lot because I was thoroughly confused. I'm glad we went this way because Moiraine's is easy. This shit right here, I was like,
that's why I wanted to get all of Rand's stuff out the way before we got into it, because Moiraine is very quick, and by the time we get through all of that, it's to the end of the episode
because she knows what's going to happen from the beginning. But now we understand why it happened. Seeing,
let's see,
that as Rand. No, go ahead.
No, if the theory that I am thinking is actually correct, Jake, yeah, I you know, and I did imply this earlier. You know, it's only two factions that we know have red hair. So yeah, there's a lot of extracurricular things going on with red hair in this story.
Just a side note, AK, they're not related.
Who?
I know where you're going, and I don't want to whatever because I definitely made a video about it. But they're not related. So I hear you with the red hair, but they're not related, not even like distantly. Maybe somewhere over hundreds of years, but they're not related.
I mean, well, not direct. Not directly. No, it's definitely further back in the timeline. I'm not saying direct relations like that. That's your daddy. That's your uncle. No, I'm just saying lineage is what I was thinking.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not like Game of Thrones. It's not. They're not. It's a completely different house.
But still from the same region, though, in it. And I watched that video.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking what I'm thinking.
You shouldn't.
They're still from the same region. Yeah. But there's
that was my thought. Same region. Yeah.
Thing happening over there.
And the baby is over there like, hold on, auntie, hold on, wait. But there's more.
Yeah. Helena is right. Helena says it better. Yeah.
Wait. Yes. Yeah. No. And that's what I'm saying. You know, I see that, but I'm saying they come from the same region because, and maybe that's where I'm off the mark. I think from what we've seen, there's only been two regions where that's prevalent, but I could be wrong. We will see when we do the catch up stream. But to speed in.
She should be asleep. Like, ask her what you doing up. Like, why are you trying to watch the episode with me? What's going on?
I mean, is she not allowed to watch the episode though? I mean, this is some nerd shit. See, tell her, baby. Look, auntie agree with you, baby boo. I know she don't even be listening to me either.
Man.
Okay, where we at? Okay, hold on. I had to remember because I reminded
she is living her best life.
Listen, she over here doing what she need to do. We're having a whole conversation about fun things, and this is so much fun. And the conversation is so fun.
How am I not involved? Nope, I need to make myself be involved.
So much fun. This conversation is fun. But, okay, so what I was going to say earlier is that it's super easy for us to understand Moiraine because she was just trying to recruit and protect Rand and everything that she saw until he became the Karan, and then it became
exactly
to die.
Yeah, because she didn't know anything about that part of the legends. So yeah, so it makes sense, and that's why she's been asking these very pointed questions, because again, she is the spy, Aja. She needs all of that information so she can make, you know, an actual true plan to get things done for the greater good. And when I say the greater good is, so she is helping Rand in any way that she needs to and trying to make sure that the Dark One doesn't take over. I feel like that's the common denominator, even for folks that don't agree in their lands. Everybody knows now we got to get this dude out of here. It's kind of like fighting Voldemort.
Mm-hmm.
No, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Okay, if you don't like that motherfucker and I don't like him either, and we know he's evil, and we don't like to get rid of him, ante up, you know, tag team. Let's get this. That's what I feel that situation is. But that pretty much gives us the whole backstory on not Rand particularly, but on the Aiel people. And I really like how they did this. This was very different from how we see a lot of time travel things happen. So I dug that. And what we see with Moraine, again, we brought it back when she asked permission. She was told, you'll go through 3 different doorways and then you'll see what you need to see. And in my notes, what I wrote was, when they send women through the arches is, what was seen was for you and you alone. And here with Moraine having to go through her stuff is like, look, you're going to see things from your possible futures and maybe even some of your possible pasts. And you just got to figure out how to roll with the punches to learn the knowledge that you need to learn and then come out. If you don't make it out, well, you tried.
That's what I feel like natural selection. That's what I feel like natural selection. I feel like she knows where it could end up, but she isn't trying to guide it in a particular way. Where Rand is just like, I'm got to be the Carcon right now. Excuse me, I got to do the things. I got to do all the things. I'm just like, okay, all right, sir, chill.
Right. See, and I feel like in that situation, Moraine is trying to be the more grounded person. Like, look, you cannot leave some of this shit to chance. You can't just be all whimsical and whatnot. And you've never tried to really help me, Moraine. You're gonna just try to gentle me and control me and blah blah blah. And
actually,
Moraine is like, no, I've literally only been trying to help you from the very fucking beginning. And if whatever decision you make, I will stand by you. However,
I'm just trying to help you make the best decision.
If you're just putting your head on the chopping block, then no, you're too important. I'm not gonna let you do no fuck shit like that. That's basically her MO, and I stand her on that. And be kind, please rewind. Be kind, please rewind was an Aiel thing back in the day when we had VHS festivals. I mean, look, yeah. This is one of the only references to Quaithe that I will accept. To go forward, you must go back. And yeah, the Aiel, the knowledge is forgotten, vastly forgotten. And it's very important. I mean, even more than the North. The North remembered some shit, but they forgot a lot. And this is one of those situations. You have to remember where you came from and what you went through so you don't repeat those bullshit mistakes. Something that the United States right now could remember, but
no, not the United States. That's incorrect. That's incorrect.
You're right. One particular person.
Not even one particular person.
My bad. No,
not even one particular person. They're all the same color. Gotta remember.
Indeed.
Gotta remember. It's very important.
And for any of y'all that missed my stream from last week and you knew that I was taking a citizenship test, I did pass, but I did also get the date. Actually, I don't remember if I texted you, Meeks. I will be sworn in if all goes well and some random fuck shit doesn't happen and ICE doesn't come for your girl. Then I will be sworn in and made a full-fledged U.S. citizen in June. So we'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed, because I'm not out the woods yet. Again, there are people that have been here legally for years that are getting caught up. So if you don't know the gravity of the situation at hand, think about me and things that I've said about U.S. immigration. You know me. So yeah, I can get caught up in that bullshit, which really sucks. But anyway, back to these Will Time streets.
I think that's
yes, thank you. Fingers crossed for sure. Yeah, Moraine, Rand gets his knowledge. He recognizes it. He surpasses, Savannah. And there, the next time we see him after he comes out that last one, isn't her name Savannah? The dude's wife?
The lady.
Yeah. So the dude that's in there with his eyes pulled out that ain't gonna make it, his wife is named Savannah.
You said he passed to Savannah. I was like, she was in there?
Right.
No, I said he passed Savannah's husband.
Oh, okay. I'm like, exactly. I heard the same thing.
Right? No, she was correcting you. Like, no. TC Meeks. Okay, no, I heard Auntie Alicia say it was the husband.
I'm like, but yeah, he's not coming out. He's
Meriden. He's gone. I don't think he's making it out at all.
He's gone to the glory.
But what we do see is Rand. He ends up finding Avienda. And when we saw Avienda through Moraine's eyes, Moraine actually went through some shit too.
They both were slipping.
Hers was speed run though, and I kind of appreciated that they did it like that. Avienda is suspended in this triune of circles in a triangle shape, and Moraine is looking at that, and she's like, "Huh, that's probably where I'm supposed to go." Because again, they told her you're going to go through some gateways and you have to figure it out from there. So she steps in and she's also suspended just like Avienda, and she starts flitting through shit in her brain too, different aspects of what her life could have been one time. I think the first thing we see is when somebody walks in and she's like on the floor knitting something, and she looks up and smiles like, "Oh, hey, my love," blah blah blah, and we couldn't see who that person was. It did look like they had dreadlocks though, long dreadlocks, but I don't know if y'all could see it more clear than that. Let me know what you saw in the comments.
I think it was
Suan. So what?
I think it was Suan.
Yeah,
they were in the fishing hut.
Okay, possible, highly possible. But after that, we saw her with Rand in multiple scenes, either killing Rand or gentling him, being in a full-on romantic relationship with Rand, and Lanfear, of course, is over here like, "Oh no, can't nobody fantasize about being with him but me." And she starts throwing salt in the game, and there's a few other different scenarios, but the majority, what we see, is dominated by Lanfear. And Lanfear has been doing this shit to Egwene also from the very beginning. That's after the flippery. It's just
after he has
we see
the stuff on there. It turns into Lanfear doing all that shit.
Yeah. We see her go through. She's breaking the bond with Lan, and there's one point where she is making the bond with Rand to be her warder. And there's one where she is the Amaran seat, and another where she's part of the Yellow Aja, and there's someone else that she's fighting. There's a few other scenes with her, and all of them, it starts being like in quick succession that she's being killed in every one of them. What are you looking at?
Something just popped up and covered my whole entire screen. Thank you for letting me know I'm protected, Norton. What the fuck?
Oh my!
I'm like, what just happened?
But see, this is why. That's why I don't even fuck with Norton like that no more.
Oh my god! I'm like, dog.
It became too much nonsense.
Jeez Louise.
I mean, no, she did stab her. Okay, but it's Lanfear. She deserved it. I feel like that's one of the situations was, am I the asshole? Maybe, but you're justified in your assholeness. So I you're not gonna get me to feel too bad about Lanfear being hurt in any arena.
Not. All day, every day.
No, because she deserved that shit. Especially and this is what I was alluding to when we talked about the last episode. When it comes to Lanfear and how powerful she is, it makes nothing but sense that she is a fully trained Aes Sedai. That made it. Once I saw it, I said, of course, that's why she's so fucking powerful. Because she has those extra magic trainings. But yeah, after this, that pretty much wraps up the episode, because he finds Avienda, and Avienda's out of her thing,
and she's like,
okay, I'm about to go in and land, because he finally I think course corrects and comes correct in his brain, like I can't leave without Moraine. Did you see her? And Avienda's looking at him like, no, but I'm about to go over here. if you saying, well,
you're like, bro, I
I
haven't
mean,
eaten or had water in
right,
5 days. Like,
in
get out of here.
days.
I don't know where she at.
She
Like, bitch, I don't know where she
does
at.
not. She does not stick around to argue anything with him. She's like, all right, well, I thought you were who I thought you were going to be, but whatever. I'm gonna go over here and become my wiseness and have all of the liquids and sustenance that I need. And Rand, he doesn't. I don't think they don't show him finding Moraine, but he does go back to the Tree of Life. And he sits there and lays his head down and kind of goes to sleep for a little bit. And I feel like that was, symbolic of him like charging, I think, a little bit, because, he's got the double dragons now, and this is the Tree of Life. So he's gaining even more knowledge and memories. It reminds me of the Weirwood trees. Thrones bleeds into everything. And the next time we see him, he is walking out of the fog of the city holding Moraine, because she is still knocked out, which I think she made it out of whatever she was in, because otherwise he wouldn't have been able to touch her. And we see the handoff with Lan taking her, and who else was right there? Oh, Gwen was there to help Rand. But the two of them, when Rand handed her off to Lan, Moraine, she was kind of out of it, but she was still reaching towards Rand. And Rand couldn't take his eyes off of her, even though Gwen's right there, was trying to make sure that he was okay, and I think she was looking at both of them to see if they were all right, but that there was a connection there. I think that is plain to see was not there before. So I'm interested in seeing how that might develop. And not on a romantic tip. I think it's just on a better understanding of each other.
Especially him, because he was thinking that she was just like out here just trying to fuck around and playing with him, and now he realizes that she's not.
No, like she's in here.
Something, that would confirm that she's willing to risk it all to make sure that he succeeds in whatever he plans on doing. So I'm excited.
And Natural Selection says, Lanford isn't as powerful as the new Aes Sedai. She has a better basic understanding. I mean, she has a better basic understanding, maybe. But she is still a fully trained Aes Sedai. And to think about her being an Aes Sedai in those times, the tower was a lot fuller of trainees and Aes Sedai when she was there in her timeline than it is now. So I don't know. Unless things have like drastically changed in the teachings, maybe there's things she doesn't know, but she's still pretty fucking powerful.
She knows more. I think that's what she's trying to, because like when the breaking happened, a lot of knowledge was lost. So Lanfear knows more. That's why, they can teleport and all that stuff, and you're not seeing regular Aes Sedai now do that. But when you're talking about Elaine, Nynaeve, and even Egwene, if memory serves me correct, you're talking about these are supposed to be the strongest channelers that they've seen in thousands of years. So that's I think what she's saying. Like they're the strongest channelers that have been in existence in thousands of years. So it's like your affinity for the one power is next level, but you don't know what you're doing as much as Lanfear. So agreed. But she's, as far as powerful,
I agree.
She's not as powerful. Okay, all right.
Well, no, I mean, on to the respect of Elaine, Nynaeve, and Egwene. No, they definitely are extremely very powerful. After I think maybe a little bit of more practice in the field, will they be able to overpower Lanfear? Yes, but I don't think that she, no, Natural saying like Lanfear isn't as powerful as the new Aes Sedai. I think compared to regular Aes Sedai, no, she's pretty up there. But for just those three, those three only are the ones that would be able to rise above her.
In thousands of years, supposedly they're the most powerful in thousands of years.
in thousands of years. Yeah, just
Particularly not
those
me.
three. Yeah, everybody else, and no, I don't think Lanfear would have
I
too
like
big
how
an
she's
issue with them
partying
at
when
all.
it's 12 a.m.
Right.
Oh, is
But,
it?
yeah, but
Nice.
that's her schedule. I mean, yeah, we're about to wrap up here
She's
because
hitting the
this
E's.
we're
Yeah, she's
jamming.
gonna be up watching it. She's gonna watch it.
Oh, she waiting for the episode to start. Okay, I understand
Yeah,
now.
like when she's just gonna be out with me, we're just gonna watch it. And then
Look.
she'll probably fall asleep and I'll look at the clock and be like, I got like 2 hours to sleep. Awesome. So yeah,
That's
that's
how it
where we
be.
at.
Because that's like wide awake. That's not even tired. That's like
No, girl, that's not tired. Girl, that is not tired.
Yeah.
Girl, that is let me walk around this house. That is put me in the jumpy so I can play. That is
Exactly.
yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Indeed.
She like, Baba, what's up?
Bye.
You have another Baba?
Oh my gosh. Kids are hilarious.
Right. Yeah. So that is pretty much it. Yeah, Egwene thinks. Yeah. Oh, while they were waiting, like Egwene was kind of getting like super worried because it'd been 2 days since Avienda came back, and Rand and Moraine were still not back yet. So
she was like, I'm gonna go in there.
Lan was like, no. They told us to stay right here. I'm gonna stay right here.
What
you should too.
I think they would have tried to kill you if you went in there.
If you even tried to go in, you wouldn't have made it because you'd have had like 10 arrows in your back. And once they do get back though, Rand and Moraine have like this like frosty looking ash like all over their skin. So I don't know if that's going to be anything, but it's interesting that they chose to highlight those details.
I thought it was dehydration. Like y'all didn't have no water for days and days and days out in the desert, and now your skin is peeling off, and you know.
See, it didn't look like peeling skin to me, but you're probably right. Yeah, that is a natural thing that would happen.
Dirty and dry.
Yeah, he was just waiting for her.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, sir.
Fair enough.
Senor Karn.
Right, yeah, exactly. Because we've seen the twin dragons now, so that is very much visually confirmed. So what are we label? What's our label for this episode? I feel like the like double dragons is just too easy for us.
We can. I mean, I was just gonna go with multi-universal Rands. Or multi-generational Rands.
Multi-generational.
I like that.
Rands.
Okay, yeah. How many universal generational Rands are we putting into this?
I can tell you right now, mine's 10 because I enjoyed this episode thoroughly. I was confused. I was flummoxed. I was entertained.
I was entertained. My anxiety had me sitting on the edge of my couch. So I'm gonna go right because we want to see. I mean, if y'all didn't watch any of our House of the Dragon coverage, we are always here for the messy and the petty and to see how the drama will unfold. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 9.5. What did he say it was? What's the
generational
Rands?
Yeah.
Yes, generational time hopping Rands. I'm gonna give this a 9.75 because I really liked it like that. There were so many elements that just came together in such a really cool way. We got a whole bunch of backstory to put more things into perspective, and I fucks with that a lot. B, what you got?
I will give this 9 out of 10 generational Rands. For sure. This is my favorite episode so far. Like this, it really was. Like this was great. Okay, him going through the glass columns, like us getting more like exposition on the Aiel, us seeing. Like I really want to know what Avienda saw. Like, oh my gosh, like you spinning in rings for 5 days, bro. And then, like, let's think about it. Why did it take 5 days for him to get through the columns, 5 days for Avienda to get through the columns, but 7 days. 7 days for Moraine to just see
For
the future, not
Moraine.
the past, just the future. Like that, that I want to know what Avienda saw. It was great. Nine out of 10. And the only reason I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 is to leave space for something to really blow my mind this season.
That part.
So
That
9
part.
out of 10 generational rant.
Facts. That's exactly what I say. Yeah. And Corinne is saying 10 out of 10 multi-universal rants. Light blinded. Hey, light blinded. I don't think I see you come here. What's good? 20 out of 10. The Hobbit rants. You know what? I fucks with Hobbit rants too. I like that. Well done. Ran with little kids was so cute. I really enjoyed that little Rand, Matt, and Perrin backstory. Avatar backstory. We'll call it. 10 out of 10 generational Rands. Absolutely. So 8 out of 10 true Aiel. Okay, I fucks with true Aiel too. I like that. Best episode of the series, give it a 6. The book still did it better. And you may be right. I will find out when I get there. I feel like JD would probably give something to that score, but JD would probably give it like a 4, maybe. But I still fucks with that too. I get it. Timey-wimey stuff. See, you saying that and using that term specifically makes me think you're a Doctor Who fan, and I love that. Let's see. Moraine didn't just see the future; she saw many futures. Yes, yeah, and that is exactly what our wise lady told us that she would be seeing. Correct. Everyone sees all possible futures, but it's not all about her, right? See, and when it comes to different types of seer traits, Avienda and also I think Min, they don't see their specific things, but they very easily see hints about everyone else. And I'm looking forward to Tanchico too. Tanchico is a shy by the shadow to me, so I am very much trying to ready to figure out what's going on over there and why they are so gross and disguisto. So we'll see. But also, Leandrin is over there, and there's about to be some random fuck shittery, I think, that's gonna happen over there. Mm-hmm. But anywho's in, we had to skip Monday because I had some random things to do. But next Monday we'll be back for some more Daredevil chat, and then be right back here also on Wednesday for episodes 5 and 6.
And then we'll be caught up with Wheel of Time.
And then we'll be caught up. We'll have to take it one episode per week by the finale. I'm trying to get a collaboration together if the timing fits up for our finale discussion. We'll see how that goes. In the meantime, tomorrow, me, Fandom, and DJ Wun Wun will be on DJ Wun Wun's channel chatting about Daredevil. And then we'll start the cycle all over again on Monday. Back to us with Daredevil. And then over to DJ Wun Wun on Tuesday. So feel free to stop by. Thanks everybody for being here. We appreciate you. Light Blinded Fool, Helena, Natural Selection. See how far it's gonna let me scroll up. Jake,
Corinne.
I believe, Corinne was in here. Miss Boots was also in here earlier. Okay, StreamYard, stop being absurd. Let me see my people's names. Luke.
These are fun.
He's also in here. Fun. Luke Le Matt was in here. And also, again, Natural Selection. We got Helena. Yep, 2 different folks. See y'all. Absolutely, Jake. I think that was everybody. I know Casey and the good brother JD were both in here earlier. And StreamYard totally cat me. Dante S. See you, bro. If I missed you, I apologize. I cannot always scroll all the way up to the beginning. Chantal, Haitian Princess Brethren, what's good? Thank you guys for being here again. And we'll be back next week. So do behave yourselves and be safe over the weekend. Catch y'all next time. Peace.
Bye.